episode of the Jumper Punch. How's everyone going?
Good.
We've got a couple of special guests. We've got someone who hasn't been on for a while.
I definitely need the little 2-week hiatus.
Yes, Paolo's back.
He's back. I made a surprise appearance on the Blue Broad Monday show.
Yes.
You know what? I
can't keep away. You know what you're like?
You know what?
You're like Damien Hardwick.
I'd been flat as a tack for the last 2-3 months, right? And it's you go for work and stuff. Everyone goes through it. And Terry messaged me. He goes, come on the Monday show. It was after the... What game was it after?
Last week.
Fremantle. Was it Fremantle?
Fremantle,
It was after the Fremantle game. And initially, when I saw the message, I'm like, nah. I'm like, I just said I'm not coming on. And I'm like, nah, I need to just sit in a win. I think everyone needed to sit in a win.
I reckon you sat in a win. I reckon you were here for Gold Coast.
Yeah, the Gold Coast game when I was here with Joey. And then
that's it. Yeah, no, we all needed. No, it's been a good 4 or 5 weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Now, while we're here,
while we're here, forget about me. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I've been part of the furniture here for years. So
we've got Pom in Oz, as they know him now.
Hello, Mr. Daniel Williams.
How are we doing?
Welcome to the jumper.
Welcome to the Jumper Punch. Yeah, well, the OG Jumper Punch.
I've been here a few times.
You have been here a few times. So welcome.
Welcome. Yeah. So we're gonna we'll get into this. Because we had a big week, I think, and we've got a big week coming up. We've got a big week. Yeah. I think a year-defying week, I can almost say.
Yeah.
Depending on what happens next week. And it doesn't even have to be a win, but it just depends on what happens next week.
It has a bit of that feeling, given the height of it. But
no, it's been good. The last 2 weeks, I've enjoyed myself.
The last month I've enjoyed.
Yeah, but the last 2 weeks have been like a giggle fest. It
has been, yeah. No, it has been.
It has been. You win against Paul was a giggle fest yesterday. I'll give you the one moment I just sat my son. He's been bloody loving it, man. I'm loving it, man. He's jumping up, mate. He's loving it. He's loving life. He's ready for next week because all his mates are Collingwood supporters. But when Charlie took that last mark, not the goal, he just took the one-handed where he held him back and held him.
Yeah.
I burst out laughing. I'm going, this is the best, man. How good is this? How good is this? So that's it. Let's order some coffees.
What is he, Pommy? Charlie Kerno? He's the best player in the world.
The best player in the world, mate.
Well, he's definitely the best player in the AFL.
Oh, probably the best player in any ball sport. Messi who? CR7 who?
I'm telling you, that's...
Up there with Francesco Totti.
Let's get some beverages.
Maybe even that's a push, but I might agree with you.
Hey, Charlie, yes! Mate, I'm telling you, best player ever. Since Feb, way behind there. I'm telling you, this could be the best since Jezza. We could... who? Nah, that's it.
Soapy.
Yeah, Soapy Valent.
All right, let's get some food. Yep. No, don't worry about the delivery person. We've got our old delivery person back. All right, done.
Old delivery person.
No wonder I was having a breakdown. Everyone that sits on in that corner there must be getting it. So
that's why I shifted.
Yes, well, you're taking the Mars position at the moment. The Mars spot. That's a big position.
I'm going to ruin it for Mars.
Look at this.
Might I just say, I'm very impressed with the variety of sorts we've got here.
Mate.
Shit the bed, look at that.
Look at this.
What is that? Apricot compo.
What is that? A lemon tart or
That's a lemon tart.
Yes.
There we got some, of course, some cannoli and their coffee.
Ooh,
and then we got the homemade pizza, and we got these ones.
Jesus,
these are
beautiful.
These are are these the best?
It's nice to be back in the happy place.
I've been spoiled today.
You have been.
Had your ma trying to force feed me?
Shit, Mum was trying to force feed him. Mum was trying to force feed him.
Just as going to see Paolo.
Of course,
mate.
I can sack Mrs. Pom.
Hey, listen, I reckon today we're going to put in some ouzo.
Ouzo of Plomari. Proper Greek.
A bit of Greek.
Proper Greek.
I like
is there any in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at the
Nah, Dylan surely. That's what.
That was his, every time he comes in here, it just gets that little bit shorter.
Nah, he's filled it up with water. I've got a great story, right? I remember years ago I was at uni, we were struggling as students, and my granddad had some Russian proper vodka that he got in like just after the war.
Oh, wow.
So it was old, right?
Jesus
and when I was 14, I used to nick it and fill it up with Evian water.
Right.
Oh, yeah, fill it up, yeah.
And I was going to a house party with this girl I was taken by, and I was taken to my pop, and he was like, "Tell you what, son, I don't drink it." And just show you how karma works, he gave me that Russian bottle of vodka, and I realised straight away, I'm like, "It's fucking water." Like, do you know what I mean? Absolutely broken. The deceit of 8 years had kicked my ass.
He got back to bite you on the ass.
He was so proud, going, "Look, take this stories to tell," and I'm like, "It's fucking wild."
It's just Mount Franklin.
You got
Refund the 5 cents.
There you go, mate.
Thank you. It's like fucking tap water.
That's funny, man.
To the Blues.
To the Blues.
To happy
Hey,
returns.
Just enjoy the moment.
Let's go.
He took over the Mars spot there, mate.
Bang!
Bang!
We
Straight down the
tied last time, didn't we, me and Baz?
With bang.
Did you tie? What did you tie with? Oh, with how quickly
Yeah,
he went
yeah.
through.
And he had the tea, I think.
I do miss
Have you-
Mars. I miss Mars a lot.
I miss Miles too.
I actually didn't realise I'd miss him as much as I did.
No, you do miss his antics.
Yeah, he actually.
I missed him
he's-
during the losses.
he's the best company.
I'm telling you, you know when you're playing footy or a sport and you go, oh, you know that first 5 minutes after the win, how good it is, like
Yeah.
with your mate. The first 5 minutes of Mars walking into the studio
Oh, it's just.
is just magical
Yeah, yeah.
because he'll come in with something, bang, 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 and then I'm telling you, he sits down and it's, mate, you don't know the
Do you remember
Mars.
when we signed Williams? And he walked in with like the Louis Vuitton
yeah.
bags and the Gucci glasses. We're going to where are we,
We
going?
might show that next week.
Where are we going to Chatty? We're going to Chatty. We're going to Chatty with
He
Zachy.
gave everyone a gift.
Yeah.
Good old
Oh
Baz.
God!
Talk about gifts.
I do miss him.
Talk about gifts.
Yes.
Schnitz.
Ah! Yes.
Northlands.
Yes.
Mate.
Northlands, clearly spelt.
No, they spelt it wrong.
Northlands.
They spelt it wrong. It's
Nice to
Northlands next to Myers, and we had a
Myers.
Myers is
Yeah.
my store.
Isn't it Meyer?
See what I mean? You
Why
have
do you
no
add,
idea.
Why do you add S's?
But we don't just add S's because Fab last week was on the show, of course.
he was, yeah.
Yeah, and he came up with a good point. We sometimes add the S, but sometimes we take it because now
Yeah.
it's bunning.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is
well,
it
the
Bunnings?
blogs go, I got the bunning.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
They don't go Bunnings.
Bunnings, yeah, they don't say.
Yeah,
so
we
it depends
sometimes.
on.
So it's not like we just throw away the S, or we give it to someone
Okay,
else.
right, okay, I get it. Okay,
so
all right.
Bunning,
okay.
Myers.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I actually didn't pick up that.
We took
but
it
yeah,
away from the Bunnings and we
Yeah.
give it to the Myers.
Actually, yeah, that's a fair point. It's like cornflakes. Mine
Cornflakes?
Cornflake.
Cornflake.
It's not cornflakes, it's cornflake.
And they're all cornflake.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I like that. Okay. I actually didn't pick that up.
I'm telling you, mate. But when you go down there,
Oh, yeah.
again, we stuffed it
You
all
clicked
up.
the right. That's okay. No.
You know why? Because I've got to do this. I can't see shit. I keep telling you.
No. We know what
Yeah.
we've got. We've got the
Right.
schnitzel, the regular one with the mayo.
Right down.
I got
There.
this though. We're going to go here.
All over it.
Hey, the basic instinct.
All right.
Who gets the basic
We
instinct?
keep doing this. We're going to give it to Pommy.
You know what?
He's going to tell us.
I'm not saying anything.
We're going to wipe him out.
Yep, we're going to wipe them all out, and you've got to come up with who the player is for the basic instinct. Who's a player with the basic instinct?
Basic instinct.
Yes, for our team, who's the basic instinct?
Basic instinct. Lockie Fogarty.
I like that. Basic instinct.
Straight into
Simple, track you. A bit like the movie. Do you know
Basic
what I mean?
instinct.
Yeah.
He's got enough sex appeal, but enough danger.
Enough.
You could see.
it. Every once in a while, he shows a bit extra.
Yeah. you could see Lockie Fogarty doing that one of them running half-back,
He could
sat down, teases them a little bit, and then bang!
Yeah, that's it.
Smashes
I like it. Have a
Lockie
look at this.
Fogarty. Okay, I'm writing these down by
All right,
the way.
let's go.
So we
Next
actually
one.
get an
Next
idea.
one. Plain and
simple.
All right, who's the plain and simple?
That's easy, isn't it? It's Jack Silvani.
Jack Silvani.
yeah,
Okay.
He's spectacular. He just hits the spot
We
like the plain and simple burger.
What did we have? We had
We had Newman. Plain and simple.
Just does the basics right, doesn't he?
I like that as well. Yeah.
Let's do it.
This week it's Pommy's one.
A vote for the audience.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Pommy's gone with Silvani. I like it. I like it.
All right, let's go for this one. The Aussie. All right, come on. Who's the Aussie?
Who's the Aussie in the team?
Tell you what, 6'5", lean, mean, pure sex appeal, hits the spot. That's a Charlie Curnow, innit?
You reckon?
Oh, okay.
We're giving Charlie Curnow a different name, and we'll explain why. But you're reckon Charlie
Okay, you're saying
he's got the bleached tips, the muscles, the Adonis.
He looks a bit like a woggy kind of bloke.
Great?
But
you know what?
We were saying
he has a bit of the wog look about him. It's because of the dark skin.
Like if you ask a
Cripper, isn't Cripper the Aussie?
Pure Aussie, he could be.
Or Cowan. Someone said Cowan. He's a real bloody Aussie.
I like Cowan.
Yeah, he looks like, like the small
But Cripper,
towns.
if you know about him, like he says he's got the farm, he loves it.
I think to a Pom, you ask what an Australian is, you're thinking...
Who are you thinking like?
Bleach blonde hair.
Yeah, that's right. So who's that? We haven't got that.
Charlie Curnow.
Charlie Curnow is a surfer.
Bleach blonde hair. He's got the blonde tips.
He looks like a wog.
He's there, look,
All right, no, this is your segment.
Yours. All right.
He's there with the surfboard, flexing his muscles.
Charlie
Curnow.
Is your segment? Is your segment? You're
Charlie
saying Charlie?
Curnow.
That's it. Charlie's the Aussie.
All right, Charlie's the Aussie. All right, we're going with that.
Aussie superstar.
But don't worry about that, right? This is what we're doing.
Go and get your schnuggets.
The schnuggets. Have you had a snugget yet?
Nay.
All right, now.
Nay.
Sometimes you've got to make a choice in life, right?
Yeah.
Do you like lips and arseholes? It's up to you, right? But if you like the lips and the arseholes, you go down to the other fast food areas and you go and get their nuggets, right? Because they use their lips, arseholes, toes, bits of hair.
Where he was going. I was like, is this back to my university? I was like, are you going to bring an X out?
I love when people don't like. They don't.
I thought it was going to be like, like...
They hear lips and arseholes.
Did you watch Fab last week? And then after I got into it, he goes, well, you've got to finish the story.
I thought he was going to bring like a regular X's out. From your past.
But if you like full chicken breast, handcrafted schnitzels, like they're like little cotelette. You know what a cotelette is?
Chicken cutlet.
Listen to my voice.
The schnitzel, right? They're real chicken breasts. No lips and arseholes, no toes in there. And the real pizza. So everyone get down there.
No lips and arseholes. Is that the tagline?
It is.
Nuggets. No
lips and arseholes. Yeah, that's the X-rated version.
I like that.
Would you go?
That should be the fucking advert. I'd have it for every meal, mate. I tell you.
I reckon too, man, because we're being basic. You know how it is with the other fast foods. You don't know what you're getting. It's that mush thing. But this one
They're doing really well to avoid copyright. But McDonald's, you're frauds.
No.
No lips and arseholes and then
No. That's it. But so if you subscribe to the Jumper Punch or Blue Abroad, the one and only Blue Abroad, how good are they doing? How good is Terry and Blue Abroad? What do you mean, who? I just said it. Who's,
Sorry.
How good is Blue Abroad going?
Mate, it's the best.
He's a legend.
You've sold Blue Abroad.
You've sold it.
I don't think...
You've sold it.
I don't think, to tell you the truth, I don't think I have to sell Blue Abroad.
No,
I think
no one
Blue
has to.
Abroad sells itself, man. It is.
The Jumper Punch sells itself.
So you get down there, and you get your 17% for just subscribing. Can you understand people that actually watch a show and don't subscribe? Like, how does that make sense? Like, it's one button. Just
press
just
subscribe.
push it.
If you haven't subscribed,
just do it.
Press subscribe.
Watching Blue Abroad, Pominals, Jumper Punch, and not subscribing is like going to the brothel for a hug.
Exactly. That should be the promo there. And I like it.
Right, I agree.
But if you become a member, and this bloke here, hey,
Margie boy. He's looking a lot slimmer these days.
And you get to go, and not only do you get 25% off. Where do you get 25% off anything? Think about it. 25% off
Dandenong Market.
anything. Do you?
Dandenong Market.
Yeah, if you're paying cash.
Oh, do you? Well, here you don't. You can pay by card, and you go into the draw for what? A hamper.
Oh, yeah. The hamper worth about 30 grand.
No, it's gone more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it could be like 60 or 70 grand. I'm not sure.
$60,000.
$60,000 hamper.
60,000.
But if you want to go to the next level, you go to this one here.
The Roccos.
And you go into the draw to sit where you are.
Here?
For one whole episode. Is that an experience?
It's like
Or
70 and a half hours of
I'll
fun.
become a content creator.
you get to go. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. You could spend.
Get your own couch.
You could get your own couch. You could spend 5 years doing content. You could spend all that money, then you could do your own stuff. But if you don't want to do all that, all you got to do is become a Rocco member. And then you also get to chance. And we're going to do that this week.
Kicking comp, yeah.
The kicking comp, and there'll be one more kicking comp with Ange. Imagine kicking with Ange.
I wonder if he can still kick. No, I'm telling you.
Of course he can.
They won't beat my kick.
He reckons his knee's a bit stuffed, but he reckons...
See, it's already started. It's already started.
So he's going to go right foot and kick 75.
What, centimetres?
Of course, Paolo's the top tier.
That's what he reckons. Yeah, the top here. But now we're just going to keep... Because this photo is really a lot of attraction because it really does look like a hostage situation.
It does look hostage. I will say, and I will confess, my arms are actually not out. They're actually tied up. They're held by my legs as well. And I've been put on a board and they're throwing knives at me.
I'm telling you, that looks... Well,
that's a shocker.
If you go on there, you can go to one of our interviews. And this week, we have got Rod Austin.
Oh, Nick's old man.
Yes.
Yes,
very,
our list manager's father.
Yes, he is. But very interesting story, Nick. And we'll talk about him later. But Nick, very interesting. He was part of it. Not just the Carlton Football Club. He was part of... there was a merge happening at one stage. He was part of.
Remember when all that chat between clubs merging and wasn't that?
He was right involved in that.
It doesn't really happen in sport anymore, does it? Like the mergers. I'm just trying to think. That I haven't really
enough money, I think.
Gil just bails them out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pocket.
Socialist system.
But if you want to become part of the Jumper Punch, just remember
email
thejumperpunch@gmail.com.
What?
This is like one of their favourite movies, isn't it?
Oliver Twist, yeah.
Yeah,
that is
like classical.
Iconic.
It is.
It is absolutely iconic.
I see a bit of Artful Dodgery myself.
I do anything. Fantastic. So become a part of that.
Anything for 4 points.
Thanks to Marino Brothers, of course.
Marino Bros spent $60. Spent $60 before midnight. And then what is it? No, I'll get it. Hold on, wait. Because Michael, little Michael,
he got it spot on.
He watches every single week. Spend $60 before midnight. If you order before midnight, you get shipping the next day for free to your door, or your tent, or your car, or wherever you live.
Anyway, I've seen homeless people sleeping on the streets, Flinders Street. Marino Brothers delivering their fruit.
Thank you.
And you know how they're ordering it?
Yeah.
On their iPhone.
Yeah.
While they're asking you for change, they're ordering Marino Brothers.
iPhone.
They're fantastic, mate. And also these
Top Dog Liquor. Lyndon Hosking, I saw he was actually they sponsor Roccos Ranch, of course.
Ranch.
He was at the it was the weigh-in or one of the promo press conferences for the Cambosos fight.
Yes,
he's over in America at the moment.
He's doing good things over there.
Yep, he is. He's
he was a Commonwealth boxer.
Yeah, bronze medalist.
Bronze medalist. Mate, I wouldn't.
He's got the boxing channel.
No, go down to. I'm telling you, if you like boxing, it's a great channel.
Yeah, that Talking Boxing is Ripper.
Yeah, it is.
Good guy.
Yeah, no, good guy.
And his profile pic is him with the Jumper Punch hoodie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big Lyndon.
Yeah. It's a good man.
And while talking about that, we haven't really mentioned this, but everyone get down and get the merch.
We forgot about the merch.
We forget about the merch, but we just want to say Max Herridge.
Yes, he sent me a photo, and he would have sent you the photo too.
Here it is.
There you go.
Now, why I'm showing you this photo, not only everyone get on there, get the merch, right, but I didn't know there was a bright blue.
Royal blue.
Royal blue,
apparently, you can get it in.
So you can get the dark blue, the royal blue. So he's got the royal blue, so that's it.
Good guy, Max. Messages. His grandfather, I think, was an SP bookie back in the day.
Really?
At the race courses. Yeah.
Like the original bookies.
Yeah, like with the bookie and the cash and everything. Yeah,
that's the best.
Back in the days.
They were the coolest blokes, those blokes.
Good old Peaky Blinders type operation.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right. And also on the JP channel, just remember, we've got a few shows on there. First of all, we got Blue Sunday.
Blue Sundays.
With who?
Peter Brown.
79 Premiership. He just goes straight bang. This week
I must admit, he actually does know his football very, very, very well.
As you should. But you're right, because some football's but he does really keep up with it and that. And as I said, man, I love listening to these old footballers because they look at it a little bit different to us.
They do, but they don't. you take things, you know. I think, and it's true. Like at the essence of it is, you know, you still got to put what's the Tony Adams theory? Like his philosophy is keep it out of one end and stick it in the other.
Yeah,
it is. You know.
That's true. All right, everyone.
That is the essence of it. So
have a look at this.
It's funny, isn't it? 6 weeks ago we were here screaming the bloody stand down and agreeing with supporters that wanted to tar and feather our bloody our coaching staff and our administrative staff and their football directors and everything like that. And you have a few wins and it all goes away. Let me tell you, boys, if they don't do something drastic at the end of the year in terms of that personnel. Again, I caution everybody, we will find ourselves in the same position as what we are or what we have been.
Oh, there you go. Peter Brown goes bang.
He's happy. They're all happy. Everyone's happy.
It's good. It's good for weeks.
Forever Rivals.
Well, the other one is Forever Rivals.
Yes.
You've been catching up Forever Rivals.
I've seen a few of them, yeah.
All right, so Quinn. Mark's been copying and he's going to cop it again this week.
Good. Because you've got Mars on me, the plastic pie.
Manny, the plastic pie.
So we had to give it to him
It's
again.
you and him.
Oh, this week's going to be huge.
It's going to be you and him.
It's going to be huge. So let's have a
This is the biggest Forever Rivals coming up.
Oh, this is huge.
Carlton Collingwood.
Because the first one, we did have the Carlton Collingwood, but this one is now meaningful.
This has got a bit behind it. Because both teams are in form.
You seem determined.
Well, you know, to me, it's just pure bullshit. It's you got 22, 23, whatever, 24 rounds of footy. If you ain't good enough in those 24 rounds of footy to make it in the top 8, you're not good enough. Okay, this wild card it's basically let's extra game, let's make money. All right, you want to make money, fair enough. You know, say it's about money.
But you think differently, don't you?
I do, yeah. And I was talking about it today, actually, Rocking it, which we didn't mention on the podcast, but this September, early September, there's an anniversary coming up, Rock, and it's very fond to you and the rest of the Carlton supporters. And it's it'll be 10 years on since 2013 elimination final. I was having to think about it. In an ideal world, it's a wild card this year. Blues make the 8. Richmond don't, but we are in the wild card match against the Blues. We beat you guys, knock you out, and it's redemption 10 years later. That would be the perfect situation. But no, I'm not surprised Manny doesn't want to introduce it, but I'm honestly surprised from a Carlton and Essendon supporter that probably don't remember what finals is like. An opportunity to jump into the finals. I'm surprised you guys weren't on board.
So it's good that very good.
We've been ripped off too many times.
He's about Quinn. He's gone about. He's giving it all. He's giving it all. I love it. You bloody banana. Now, trust me, man. I'm ready to go, man. But unlike you fucking.
Okay, it's firing up.
Oh, yeah, and this week will get worse. Man, no regrets. We love no regrets.
Oh,
he always comments.
Yeah.
But last week he said, I'm giving it to him this week. Last week, one of his comments were, Charlie Curnow is overrated.
Oh, my God. Well, I can just feel the blood boiling inside Pommy right now.
As I can see fucking him tearing fucking more another arsehole this week. All right. That's it. So everyone catch up with that.
It's okay, mate. It's okay. Calm down.
I know. I should love him.
You shouldn't drink and drive on the street. You know what I mean? Drink and sleep is a very important thing as well.
They're getting worried, mate. They're getting a little bit worried.
We'll get on to that.
No, we will.
There's a little bit of...
We will.
You can swell sweet roots, bums twitching.
There's a bit of squeaky bum time.
You know when they just chatter a little bit, like, and they say things that make you wonder, like, oh, you know, you got a few injuries, or you know, this and that. You're going, we're not thinking about that. Why are you so worried about it? You know,
you can feel the nerves. It's a bit. I reckon it's a bit like you know, when they were kids and Dad said he was going to go and get the milk. That apprehension if he's coming back, and that's what they're feeling at the moment.
It's tightening up. It's tightening up.
I feel you. My dad never came back either. Okay. It's all right. We got over it. Of course.
We're here for one reason.
There's a mentality switch, but anyway,
we're here
moving right along.
We're here for one reason.
We are here for one reason, and one reason only.
What's this?
It's an almond biscuit. You like it sweet?
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's so breaking now.
Wild world of
The
Carlton.
as you said,
Wild world of the Carlton. And it has been a wild world, man. The last 7-8 weeks has been just all over the place. Anyway, we did have a game.
We did have a game, yes.
Really?
Carlton West goes 21-14, 140 to 10-9.
10-9, 69, lemon chicken. Thank you very much. We've had a few of those the last couple of weeks. We had a double lemon chicken in the Sydney Bulldogs game. We had an 11-11 77 in the Port Adelaide game as well. A couple of 11-11 77s.
Some good ones.
Very interesting.
So we did play them. And listen, I'm going to put up these stats. I don't think the stats really matter.
To a certain point, they do.
Let's
It's
have a quick look at them. I mean,
just, yeah, okay.
I think they're just a few stats.
Well, I mean, look at the inside 50s, and that's just field territory domination. Obviously, 64 to 43, and we mauled them at clearance as well. Mauled them at clearance, which is good to see, and
which we should have.
We're just better than them.
We did what we were supposed to do. It was all good. Like as I said, the stats.
I mean, what do you say?
There's nothing to say about this game, right?
West Coast aren't even.
We did exactly what we should have done, and to everyone that was worried, I had a supporter come up to me. Oh, how are you, Rocco? And he goes, "Oh, what are you worried? Like there's a few outs." And then I go, "Come on, man! You want to actually participate in finals." And this is the game you're worried about. Like, where are we at, man? Like, are you that serious? Like, are we... Like, this is a team that's been punished by
week.
10 goals every week. We're playing them at home. Oh, but what about the players we're resting? We should have rested more, mate. Like, so, I don't know. What do you say about this game?
I heard the comments that it was a danger game and stuff like that, but I mean, cold hard facts is, I said it on Saturday's show before the game with Terry, 2018 Carlton Eagles are, and personally I feel sorry for them. I don't think there's any pride in laughing at a team while they're down. It's not something that I do. So would someone play Carlton last year when we were 2018, and would we have seen, say, if we played the Eagles, who were a final side then, if they dropped Gaff, Josh Kennedy, Jack Darling and Luke Shuey, would you have gone into the game at 2018 going, oh, chance here, boys, chance here? We just come off 16 men beating us. Chance here. Do you know what I mean? You would have all been saying, let's not go to the game. So cold hard facts are Carlton are the number one clearance side in the world since the danger game we last had against Essendon. Carlton have been dominant from forward half turnover. There's levels to this game, and 3 wins in 12 months for Eagles. If you're starting to say danger game because Precious, Cripps and Chera are out,
just stop, stop analysing.
Tell you what, let's go Captain Columbus.
Yeah, but in saying that, I do understand Carlton supporters being burnt weak for years now.
Yeah, I know that. I understand.
Not 100% confident.
Fear is the most disgusting emotion a human being
can experience. And that's what it was. It was just that worry, I didn't have it, to tell you the truth, at all, but I can understand why Carlton supporters feel a little bit like that.
Of course.
But like you said, we still have to earn the respect. I mean, we're getting there slowly.
No, I know.
But we have to earn the respect not only from the, our players, opposition teams, opposition coaches,
correct,
everybody. Let's be serious. Man.
Absolutely.
Won 5 games.
Absolutely.
I think the fans, though, have come into a lot of criticism. So you had round 13 is 6 weeks ago?
Yep.
And it feels like last week.
Yeah, that's right. It's amazing these 5 weeks.
And I find the whole conversation around Carlton's turnaround just totally balmy, that it's probably the worst part of the football club at the moment has gone from the Mathesons to the actual fans. I would actually say it's flipped. I would actually say, in my opinion at the moment, the board are held in higher esteem than the fan base, because I think they're the last. No, they are the last to unite. You've heard Voss, Cripps, Chera, JSOS, Walsh all say that the biggest change has been a total buy-in, not just into system, but into themselves, into the coach. And it feels like the fans now are lagging behind, where after the Essendon game, if you ask me what was the strongest part, I would have said, I actually looked back and there was people like Paolo saying nuke the joint. There was me, and I was Googling getaways in caves in the Bora Bora. Terry didn't want to do the Saturday show anymore. Let Dog started to lose his mind. We had people screaming abuse at Jack Silvani, which obviously wasn't a good look.
Well, I said too, I was saying that I didn't enjoy going to the games anymore.
The club was in disarray. Club was in disarray. But then we look and we see that somewhere, if the fans get off that arrogant high horse of, oh, I had blue glasses and I was raising Dow up to be the next Chris Judd, or I worship Jack Silvani, all the people who were hurling abuse and refusing to go, somewhere in the middle there was a total buy-in of the players from that moment.
Yeah.
So I think somewhere, if you are one of them people who tweets all the time, oh, Paddy Dow's got a smile, that makes me go next week, or you're a person who actually understands football and says, I want to see a better defensive structure behind the ball and a different ball movement. Yep. Somewhere in the middle is the fix. And the boys obviously dropped their arrogance. They've all come out and said, for the first time ever in my career as watching Carlton, that they've actually taken some accountability. It's the players who said, this is us, it's not Vossi, this is us, it's not the grass, it's not Marvel's water's not chilled enough. They said it was all on them. We need to now give these boys total buy-in that they are going to fuck up. I guarantee now they lose 2 games from the rest of the year. Lock in. But one thing, they are presenting you a total buy-in. This is the first time since I came here, 2011, that I see a group of boys over more than 2 games give me something to be proud of. I am so proud. If they lost last week against the Eagles, that performance will make me proud because I could see they died on that field. They would have died.
And that's what they got to do. So with fans too, you got to understand, like, all fans are at a different level too. You know what I mean? So some fans look at it differently. They do get excited about one individual player and that. So let them be. With your buying with the players, I totally agree. And I said it at the time that thing with Essendon, right? I felt it when you were there. You could feel this hum, this buzz in the crowd, you know. It was just, they were just angry. They were just disgusted. And then that stuff at the race, I again say, one bloke, some of those blokes, I believe went too far. You can say everyone's got their speech, but, you know, like sometimes I don't think he was thinking what he was saying. But I think the whole, like, emotion of it made sense. I could understand what they were doing. And from that point onwards, they must have done something. Like, the players must have done something. That really hit them hard, you know what I mean?
Well, you were saying that too.
And they've turned it around.
You were saying that as well. I think the one thing that I looked at from that Essendon game onwards was, I think that moment over the race and the memberships and scarves being thrown or whatever it was, it felt like the way I looked at it was, all right, are you surprised that happened? Are you shocked that happened?
No.
In my mind, I'm like, no. Because it's sport, it's emotional, you're investing yourself. So that was the first thing. I'm like, no, I'm not surprised that happened. Is it right or wrong? Who am I to judge? I don't know. Like, I mean, we have a sort of standard in society that we set that. But whatever. Anyway, realising that it's a reality and stuff like that exists doesn't mean you condone or agree with it.
No, I agree. Yeah, of course.
It's just saying it's like, and I know it's an extremity, but it's like, people murder each other and people kill and people abuse and people punch each other. Oh, you condoning it? No, I just said it exists.
Yeah,
it exists. There's no utopia's not a. It doesn't work that way. So, what I looked at was there are extremities on both sides, right? So there are people who are just blind faith. No matter what the club does, it's right.
Yep.
And then you've got the complete opposite, which is what we saw after the Essendon game, and fair enough, whatever. But I think, as you said, it's where it lies is somewhere in between, getting the balance right between the two. So that 6-week period, or that 7-week period that we were going through, there was no evidence to suggest it was going to change.
No.
Based on what we've seen from this group.
And this is why we got the dynamite. Because there was no evidence it was going to change.
Like, you hear things out of the club, then you see what's going out on the field. It's the same thing over and over again.
Yep.
We've got to start again. What are we doing here?
Yep.
And then somehow, some way, it's flipped. But
all right, so that was a little bit of the players. I agree, they went away. They must have had some hard truths said to each other and that.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, but I still agree. Like, there's been some sort of change in the way they're playing this game.
Well, you can see it.
There has to be. And they might say, but now, like, we you know, like, it's more about, like, you know, we're hitting hitting targets and all that. No, there's there's a distinctive like way they're playing the game, completely different.
Yeah,
now.
the mindset.
And there was a change.
The mindset that they have is completely.
I don't think you're seeing anything too differently from round 7.
Game plan wise, not game plan wise.
I think all you're seeing is it's a lot easier to hit targets when you're running hard off the ball for space.
So you don't think that they're actually like taking it on a little bit more, moving the ball quicker?
But I don't think that's from a structural point of view. I think what you're seeing is a buy-in. I think now what you're seeing is.
So when they were stop starting. Like, that's what a lot of that...
No, but that's because there was no options. So if you look at, like, great example is round 13, Jacob Wheatering turning the ball over to Doc.
Yep.
Waiting for so long that Doc and Sard have made patterned runs.
Yep.
They've been cut off, and then he bobbles that kick, and Doc gets destroyed. Now what you're seeing, if you watched against the Eagles, Jamie Cripps is coming in to close down the space. Wheatering is like, bang, ball's gone. Bang's ball gone. But then you're also seeing little things like seeing Motlop since his return really opens up the difference of his game, where when you saw he was probably the first to be sacked during them bad losses, was how hard he's working now of getting forward of the ball. You're seeing players now like Walsh in that first quarter gets the ball when he looks to his right and Hewitt has made a run. Hollands has made the run, where before these boys were like, oh, just see what he does, see if he can get past that first man. You're seeing Selfless running, you're seeing Bold running.
But why is that?
It's a buy-in. You can see now that someone's probably had a conversation, and I said this, I think it was after the game before Essendon and Melbourne. I said someone needs to have a heart-to-heart, and if I was Doc, I'd be saying to Sard, when you don't trust me to win the fucking ball and you start peeling behind me for the handball, the only place I can go is kick down the wing.
Yeah, exactly.
I need you to believe that I'm going to win the ball.
And there was that thing where they weren't trusting each other.
But that's what it is.
They were all getting sucked into...
The most improved player, and no one's talking about him, since that round 10, round 11, round 12, round 13 game to now is Cripps. Cripps' ability now, when the ball is in the centre, to see... Even Dal, when he's come on, go for the ball when Cripps is like, right, okay, I'm going to go here, so when you win it, and that is a show of faith. Cripps saying, you're ready, young man. You're ready, young man. The total buy-in. And Cripps, I think, reminds me of Trent Cotch in 2017. Halfway through that year, there was all that talk about Trent Cotchin, 30 possessions a game. Oh, he's down to 20 now. Oh, no. You watch, Cotchin was like, okay, cool, I'm going to lead. Martin, you're my 30 touch a game. You're the boy.
He was one of the reasons they won Premiership, the way he changed his game.
Total different footballer. Cripps now, watching him in the stands, we're seeing, no one's talked about it, but the biggest change, Cripps has become a leader. Cripps now is Sticks Kernahan, the captain Carlton. He was watching them boys, and he looked like a proud dad.
Yeah.
You talked about your son laughing when he took that mark. Go and watch the footage on Fox Footy of when he takes that mark in Cripps. Cripps looked like a dad. It was like seeing how I would look if my son did it. Yeah. He was so happy and he was so proud. And do you remember Cripps when he was injured last year? Almost looked like he was pissed he wasn't out there. Looked angry. This time you saw Cripps, he was kind of like, yes, I get to see my boys prove to me they are good enough to win this game. And
it's good analysis. It's and I think people say, "Oh, the game plan's completely changed." It hasn't.
Has it completely changed?
Nothing has completely changed. There has been a tiny little bit of tinkering because personnel in the half-forward line has changed. There's been a little bit of tinkering to the back line. For me, it's just all, as he said, mindset and buy-in. And it looks like the game plan has changed because this is how they've always wanted to play.
People forget as well that
this is how they've always wanted to play.
Under Teague, all the players begged for Teague.
Yes.
Right. Towards the end of his tenure, they were burning effigies of him in the fucking dressing room.
Exactly.
Bolton, they all loved Bolton. He was their dad. They couldn't wait to see the back of him. The playing group gets away with murder, and you know what happened in the Essendon game, whether you agree with it or not. One thing I'll praise these boys is every single one of them didn't say we support Voss, didn't say any of that bollocks. They all put their hand up and said, I'm not trying hard enough. And that to me said they do actually respect Voss because they didn't mention him. Voss protected them like all of the coaches, but they all showed some ownership. And I think now what you've got to do as a fan base is say these boys now aren't looking for excuses. They're not saying we're young, we're not saying all this rubbish that travelling to West Coast is quite a long way for us. I miss me dog. They're now actually saying, you know what? We're not good enough. We're not playing hard enough. We're not as a team. And full respect to them. Because I would say this 6-week period, that bye and the Gold Coast game, the 6-week period, I don't think I've ever seen a professional sports side look so different. If you showed me round 13 and you said, oh damn, this was actually 2014 when all the boys were drafted, and I'll show you Port next, this is them 6 years later, I would believe you, because it does look like one side has just met each other, and now I am seeing and the little things like Ed Kerno barging SPS off the ground and then seeing players run up to Ed and tap him on the bum, where before we only ever saw that when they kick goals. Now you can see these boys.
There's little efforts.
These boys are like, oh, you spoiled it. I fucking love you, mate.
Yeah.
And it's that total buy-in.
Have you noticed, like, at the game too, we're starting to applaud
the crowd is,
those little things.
The crowd are crazy,
Those
right?
little things, you know, well done, good spoil. You know, there's a couple where and I think last week was a big one where there was, it might have been, and I didn't get to mention it.
Mother?
No, there was a couple, I think, from either Chincotta or that who last minute punches, you know.
Chincotta caused the goal because of
and I thought, mate, and you see him running and you're going, he can get there, and he gets there, and you go, well done, you know, like, and I think we're starting to see that.
Yeah, when I watched the replay of the Port game, there was first 5 minutes, they had their first inside entry, came to Todd Marshall, and Wheaterin treats Todd Marshall like the sack of shit he is. And the noise from the crowd for a routine mark, I was thinking, that spurs them on.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's little things this week. Charlie Kerno, do you know what I mean? Dow pings the ball in for a shot goal.
And he lets it go.
Old Charlie Kerno, when we were in Essendon, would have gone, oh shit, I've got to try and get that. He would have probably
Who else did that?
He would have.
Who else did that?
What, this week?
Yeah. Cunningham did,
Cunners.
Like you're thinking, but no, he's.
But I was thinking the old Charlie Kerno, round 13, would have gone for that.
Probably
fucked it up, hit the post.
Team thing.
He was like this, saw the guy come in, right, I'm checking his run, the ball's going to go through. And little things like that say to me that we revere as fans. Cripps is 40 touch, and that Blue Abroad's fan base has a go at me because I say 2019 Brisbane Cripps isn't useful. It looks good.
Oh,
yeah. That's a fair point.
Great game, but that is where we're wrong. Hero worshipping.
Of course.
Yeah.
The best Cripps is the Cripps that has 22 and Cherrer and Walsh have 30 next to him. The best Charlie Kerno, in my opinion, isn't this week, it's last week. Where he's like, I'm taking the piss out of these defenders.
Completely agree.
You just get free, and I'll hit you.
I said that. I said on the little SEN potty that I do for work, that I actually had Charlie Kerno's game last week as his best game for the year.
Oh, it turned me on.
Just like that, and his ability to.
He worked so hard for 3 quarters.
How simple was it when he had Aaliyah engage, and all he just did was basketball work.
Big difference between Carlton and versus
He did that a couple of times. That was good.
Aaliyah, they always forget that Aaliyah thrives on freedom.
Correct.
And he thrives on your indecision.
Yep. He just engaged him.
Charlie was just like this. You know what? You think you're good. I'm just going to fucking give you a hard time. See if you can get the ball when I'm wearing you like a glove.
Exactly.
Aaliyah showed where he's at. He's overrated.
Yeah. Can't deal with the engagement of a forward.
No.
I've actually got a question to ask you about that.
But before we do that,
yes,
I think everyone wants to look at a few highlights.
Oh yeah, we can look at some highlights.
You know, 6 weeks ago they were called lowlights. Now we're calling them highlights.
Highlights. There weren't too many highlights.
So let's have a look at.
Let's go through them. Let's go through.
Just relax. Just take it easy.
I think something's moving in his pants.
Take it easy. Look at this first.
Tell you what, Mrs. Pom's just happy her tubes are tied.
Look at this. That was just easy.
Look at that.
Look at this.
He's taking the piss. We went mental on the watch long when he did that.
Scores when he wants. Scores how he wants.
How good was
There was a few comments in the chat. Big shout out to Bugsbow and George as well. 2 big Blue Abroad ones. Been some comments they found that people want the Charlie Kerno chant that I sing edited for children. And George's suggestion was...
we can do that.
No, George wanted me to remove the bang your wife and just be more literal and say fuck my wife. So shout out to George.
That's like making a child. Shout out to George.
No, he said that we can't make it child friendly. We should go the other way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I reckon at the ground, we definitely got to... You know, there's the Charlie chant going on.
Charlie.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Charlie.
I don't know. It's
horrible. It's horrible.
No, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, anything that engage. Now you're starting to sound like fucking Andy Marr there. No, but you are, because the kids were doing it. They were loving it, mate. They were loving it. Man, I wasn't chanting Charlie, but...
you got to have proper songs, man.
Yeah, I know, but who's going to do that? Who's going to do it? We've been saying it for ages. Let's have some proper chants out there.
Mate, take me 20 seconds.
All right, then do it. Do it, and then make the crowd do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
What are we chanting?
It's not easy, man. We can't even get the bloody cheer squad to fucking agree with us.
I'm telling you, and people...
And they're the ones that should be doing it.
Let me say something. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. Telling you.
Tell me.
The wolf was not loud.
No, it wasn't as loud as it should be.
I'm telling you, mate.
I know.
The wolf is not loud. It's died off. I don't like it.
Yeah. We're going to get it back.
Contrived, mate.
It's died down, mate. Now that we're winning...
Contrived. You already sing when you're winning.
Sing when you're winning.
That's right.
It's died off.
That's right. So now they're starting, and they're a bit like that. We should be a little bit. But I'm telling you, with the chance, I agree.
The cheer squad, all the cheer squads in Australia, this is no disrespect. Ours is by Flemington Strait better than all the others, because some of the others, fucking hell, I went to the Crows game a couple of years ago, and they had a... And I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
You're kidding me.
I was like, what's going on here? Jesus.
No imagination.
I was like, Jesus, get me freaking netball season tickets to start. But it should be coming from the stands. Like,
I agree. No, I agree with you.
But you still need someone...
No, but the cheer squad's more of a social thing.
I understand, but they can... I understand that, but because...
Like St Kilda got Bay 13.
We got Bay Stuttgart, so we got nothing, mate.
We've got fucking, something.
Mate, they're fucking mental, and their chants are gash. Like, honestly, I've had better chants when I'm on the toilet. Like, I cheer myself on having a...
Well, do they want me to get a megaphone or something?
No, but I'm telling...
Print them out, get some hymn sheets.
Oh, yeah, you're right,
there would be...
It's proper T4 style.
There's a bit of effort to put in there, and I reckon we could do it. But
hymn sheets, print them out.
Yeah.
So, look...
But who's going to do it?
We can do it.
Mate, we're going to do everything. We're going to do the wolf, we're going to bring everyone back.
Carlton Football Club,
all of you.
You pay for my beers, my tab. I'll get that. I will be going around forcing Aunt Betty to sing. Like, come on, Betty. Come on, bellow it out, my darling.
I would go to the Carlton Football Club, but I'm black band. Anyway, let's go.
Blacklist. You can't even get a coffee from there anymore.
I can't even get a coffee anymore.
They're going to put cyanide in it.
No, cyanide.
Well,
you know how they got that facial recognition?
Oh,
as soon as I drive into the car park, there's like the car park attendant going... Out there, mate. Out there. All right, here we go. Hey, let's go. Let's see another highlight here.
All right, here we go. Next.
Oh, Walshy.
Look at Walshy's first quarter was pure filth.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Look at Ollie Holland. Ollie Holland is me in that situation. He was just clapping it. Just like,
beautiful.
Doing the Andy Gray. Well, I'm applauding.
Yeah.
That's genius. That is genius.
He was on target. Yes. For the 5-back.
Walsh was just taking the piss first quarter.
He actually was.
It was fucking unbelievable.
The way he was running through traffic, he pirouetted like 3 times.
I was surprised. My mate Ollie, big Plumbing Oz member, is old Ollie Holland. I was surprised he didn't text me during the first quarter with all the work. Like Ollie could have done all that midfield because just been just fucking playing Eagles. It's a bit shit, to be honest. Should be done by 5.
Text through the game.
Should be done by 5.
I like this game. I don't know if you've got the highlight of his kick, but Ollie Holland's.
I might have, but you're gonna.
It's not there, but
you're gonna see a theme in these highlights.
Okay, yeah. Oh, it's Charlie again, is it? I lost it over this goal. I lost it.
I think on the watch along we went. Messi,
Messi.
It was just magnificent, man. I'm telling you, there was like a real joy in the crowd.
Yes, there was.
It was a nice feeling.
Is this Charlie again?
I don't know.
He's the best player in the world.
Look at him. He treated Witherden like the sack of shit he is.
Who was that player that ran into him?
I don't know. Who cares?
Freddie Howe. Freddie Howe gave him some.
Did he?
What a dickhead.
Who?
Because I was laughing. Guy, can you imagine being 100 points down and giving it large? It's like subtweeting someone after they've banged your wife. The damage is already done. You've lost the war.
You've lost the war.
I'm going to give it a little bit of a... Let's have a look at this one here. What's this one?
Connors to Kerno is just filth.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, honestly, hook it to my veins.
Look at this.
Like that, like you should add post editing the Pornhub fucking.
Yeah.
After that. Everyone in chat is like, oh,
yeah, we know.
So now talk about Cunningham's. He's been like good since he's coming. It's
haven't lost since Cunningham's coming.
Well, that's
the
true.
secret.
I never thought about that. That is a secret. But just the class.
Yes.
Like you could just see that
the way he kicks to advantage. No one can do it like him in the forward half.
He does it. He did it a few times. And last week he did it numerous times.
He did.
Yeah, he's very smart the way he's.
He is.
I don't know. Like I think Fab said this, but non-Carlton supporters go.
Oh yeah, he did say
Cunningham who?
Yeah.
But as Carlton supporters, we go fuck. Remember Cunningham? Like how good he was, you know. Like,
and he's not just any David Cunningham. He's a Cunningham with one N. He's not a
is
double
he?
N.
He is, yeah. He spelled his name wrong.
CUNIN.
Yeah, he spelled his name wrong.
Yeah, not CU double N.
So someone can
C-U-N.
spell their own name wrong.
Yeah.
Can they?
So he is CU.
He decided, but that's wrong, mate.
David, where's the fucking N?
CUNIN.
Yeah, he spelled it.
GHAM.
Honestly, his parents at the birthing office have had a complete bang.
Yeah, that's. I reckon someone's forgot the second
They
N.
have had a cuff, but
Yeah, that's a shocker.
The dad, when he was filling out the birth certificate, literally was wetting the baby's head in 10 minutes and running late. He was like, "Fuck, I'll do it later." Got to say though, no one's talking about Cunners, right?
Good.
No, but no one's talking about Cunners and Martin, and two things which piss me off, and you said it by accident, Rocco. The C word, class.
Oh, class.
Nothing's by accident, mate.
I can't stand the phrase class.
You don't like it?
Fucking hate it. Yeah, I mean, Jesus. But what I'll say is everyone always talks about high ceiling. One thing Cunningham and Martin have done, and no one's talking, is their defensive work, the shit they do off the ball. They are literally now gone from that when people used to say, when Cunningham comes in, that's the difference. We'll be a top 4 side. You actually watch them, they're working like squad players. They've got no arrogance. Yeah. They're B-grade players doing all the B-grade stuff, then doing the classy stuff, all the exciting stuff. But they're willing now to muck in. Yeah. Like Jack Martin last week, chase down tackle.
Yeah,
I was like, that's the
he's
first
doing that
time.
hard work too. Yeah,
I was like, that's the first time Jack Martin's seen the halfway line until he got lost at Gold Coast once. Yeah, Jared Wicks was like, "Fuck, are you doing it?" On that line, he's like, "What's that line?" It's the halfway line, mate.
Exactly, mate. But that's what you have to. You have to be able to sacrifice those things.
But when he gets the ball,
those classy things,
to be
able to do those classy things,
like you said, he delivers to advantage. He hits, he's hitting targets. He's making it. I think it's the rest of the team.
Isn't it lovely to have half forwards that put pressure on?
And Cunningham doesn't have the loop kick.
No, he doesn't.
No. But have you noticed? I think the whole team is kind of that loop kick.
Still comes back though, just to wind me up in the line.
But not as much. Not as much. It's
not as much. Not
it's
as
a lot
much.
better.
I think
Doc likes the corridor one that scares me a little bit. The way it just goes the little loop, and I swear Doc's doing it.
Is Charlie one of the best field kicks too?
Honestly, Charlie's the best everything.
Yeah. But he does those kicks. He never does a loop kick unless he wants.
Tried to take a few Hollywood ones the last couple of weeks where he scuffed them, but that's okay. We'll let him get away with it.
Well, the first scuff went through.
Yeah, that's true. I will say, back to Martin and Cunningham again, that they're... what I'm looking at with them, as you said, is their pressure as half forwards. But the other thing that I've looked at with them too is their ability to create and make themselves the short option.
Yes.
And then their ability to also find a short option across half forward, 100%. Which was lacking in that horrible block that we had. When players were rolling back too far and Charlie Kerner was marking it 70 metres out, wheeling around with nothing
no one
to go
there,
to. Whereas when Martin and Cunningham are operating at that 70 metre out period and being the guys who get the ball, they can hit, and Charlie can stay deep, which is what we saw on the weekend. But then Charlie's got the ability to work up the ground as well and take marks, and which
he does.
The big thing as well is they're keeping them repeat inside 50s. So when people talk about our goal accuracy, you used to do my head in from like round 8 to round 13. Oh, if Harry kicks straight, and I'm like, if I was an extra 6 inches and was born in Africa, I'd be an NBA player.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean, we can't say it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? My big issue is that we could never get repeat inside 50 inches, and Cunningham and Martin Fogarty are the best at it. When a running halfback comes, they don't get drawn to help them out. They're like, I'm taking his short option away, and I talked about it against Port because Dan Houston, when he slipped down to half-back, there was a bit of an issue there. It reminded me of Sinclair, but every time he got the ball, he was looking for that give and go.
Yep.
Martin was really happy peeling off his man and saying, I'm taking your short option off you, so you're going to have to take Fogarty on. And unfortunately, Dan Houston was like, I've got a problem. Right?
Very good, very good. How long have you been holding on to that? That's perfect. Perfectly timed.
I wrote that 2 minutes into the show.
He had no idea we were going to talk about Port, but it slipped his in.
But that's something as well, the unforgiving running, like the intelligent running, like Carlton's IQ of running, round 11, was pish.
Yes.
Now it's elite, it's Einstein, it's like Oppenheimer.
Cillian Murphy. I think the one thing I'm looking at with make or break your career, Moise. The one thing I'm looking at with them is that's a trust in your teammate to get the job done.
100%.
Not getting sucked in. Don't get sucked into the vacuum.
They're all getting sucked in, And now, like, not only, they're linking up, they're moving forward. The balls. I think like 6-7 weeks ago, our first option was to handball backwards. Now it's a handball forward, you know what I mean? But not only you handballing the ball or kicking the ball into a certain position, like you said, there's a player there.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're both buying into it. He's buying into where to kick it, and he's buying into where it's got to be.
It's amazing.
And we weren't doing that 6 weeks ago.
No.
So anyone that was criticising us, man, we were stating facts those weeks.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you were stating what was occurring.
Seen it this week, Dow. Yeah. Honestly, Dow up until this game, most people would say had the defensive fortitude of the French. Right, you know what I mean? Which wasn't very good. But this week, even he was like, right, okay, you're there, I'm chasing you. And they were trusting Dow. Like, no one was like, oh, it's fucking Dow. Dow was like, got the trust of his teammates, and that's a buy-in. And what I love is when they make a mistake, this recently, and the first thing you see is the little ruffle of the hair, and then next time that guy gets the ball, he'll attempt that mistake. So Charlie, he had that kick that nearly cost us a goal, where he was real casual.
Was it the kick inside?
Yeah. Honestly, like, Charlie was asleep during that kicking action.
Yeah.
Like, Charlie was, I think, texting his mates during the kick going, revolver, 3 a.m. But then, literally 10 minutes later, got the same kick and he nailed the kick. And it's having that confidence to say, right, okay, I fucked up this time. I'm going to do it again.
If the intent is correct, you reward the intent and say, no, it's the right kick.
It's the right kick. And they've been doing that. Have you seen that? Now they've been...
How many times did you say that we took a while to actually start taking those kicks, and if one wouldn't work out in that phase, oh no.
Mitch McGovern was the worst of it.
No.
That first loss against Adelaide, go back and watch it. He was just criminal. He had one bad kick and he literally put the cue in the rack. He was like, nah, I'm not doing it anymore.
Whose fault's that?
I think that's
there's got to be a bit of a buy-in. There's also got to be a bit of it.
You know who I held responsible, and people hated me for it because everyone was like, sack Voss, and I was like, you've got to go bigger. If you're sacking Voss, you've got to sack everything.
That's right.
Right. I was like, it's not Voss. That's where I'm looking at Cripps. I'm looking at Doherty, even though he's not in the leadership group. I'm looking at Doherty because he is a leader of this football club. Walsh, Wheatering, they're the kind of guys that go to Mitch and go, "It's all right, kidder. Look, do it again. We've got your back though. Like, you fuck up, I'm going to be there, my friend." And the problem was then everyone went in self-preservation. Then when you got to the Collingwood game, literally, Wheatering, you saw it in his eyes.
Yeah.
As soon as he made a mistake, he wanted to be back home with his ma, cup of tea, dad ruffling his head. Where now, you watch Wheatering, he's taking that ball, he's commanding his area, and if he gets beat, he's doing what he always does. He dusts himself down and goes, that's the last time.
Yep.
And I love that when they kicked a goal at him against Port, and you saw Todd Marshall gave it to him, and Wheatering just looked at him and walked off, and I was like, that is more reactionary than what was before, where Wheatering seemed to start getting involved. Wheatering just walking away kind of said, mate, you've beat me once. See who's laughing at the end of the score.
We'll see that. Or the next contest, we'll see who laughed at the end.
And after that, Marshall, honestly, apart from the 2 Mickey Mouse junk time goals that fell into his lap,
they actually did just fall into his lap.
And honestly, you can't trust Todd Marshall. Shit football. The 2 first names. Learn the cheat code. Add an S, kid.
Todd Marshall,
Add a kid.
You can't trust his first names.
Add an S.
Add an S. If you add an S, it's the cheat code. Because if I was Dan William, big penis.
Yeah. Good idea, yes, yeah.
And you see, my dad.
Come and see us. Yep. Come and see us. We've got a few S's.
We've got a few X's to give it.
Well,
I know you do.
Yeah, I got heaps.
Pums, well, Northerners, we get rid of the T.
Oh, do you?
Oh, we just use T just randomly, so like going down shops.
Yeah.
The HE goes. It's just,
I like it. All right, let's have a look at this one. I don't know what this is.
Oh, we're still on the highlights. Sorry.
Yeah, why not?
I've just totally wasted 20 minutes of your life.
No. This is what this is all about.
George Hewitt.
How good was he?
George Hewitt is filth pig.
Mate.
So he ends up kicking the goal there.
Tommy and I had a personal conversation a few weeks ago
about
good first
George
name.
Hewitt.
Good
and
first
what'd you
name.
say?
We said, don't rest on this guy just yet.
Oh, he's filth.
Nah. Why would you rest on him?
People had just forgotten about him.
Take it easy, man. Like, seriously.
I think people had forgotten about him.
He came off an injury last year, everyone forgets, right?
Correct.
He comes in,
And a
doesn't have
broken
a
hand.
pre-season. He had the broken
Broken hand.
hand.
The use he got for the broken hand when his game is literally handball. Like, I don't think you see George
I loved
Hewitt
his
kick.
game. I loved his game.
Like, there's rumours in Carlton's contract that he's got to kick 4 times minimum, otherwise he's not actually as a footballer.
Oh, he can't be, can you?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Because they're like, we signed a footballer,
Yeah,
not handballer.
handballer.
And he's
I
like,
love
oh,
it.
fuck, I've got to kick.
Well, I love that this week that we did have Cripps and we had Chera out.
He stood up.
He stood up.
You know,
and I know it was against West
I
Coast,
thought
but
that was
he
a
stood
great test for the Collingwood and a great reaffirmment for Cripps. Because I'm guaranteeing
up.
you
For
now,
Collingwood.
this game was a great test because I think Cripps and Chera, who have been our 2 probably best players since round 1, really, between them, it's either been one of them who's held the midfield together, got to see these boys control the midfield. And I thought, Walsh, it's a shame he didn't play 4 quarters because I thought Walsh was literally saying...
We'd have won by 150.
No, but Walsh was literally saying, and I loved the opening bounce, and he was like calling Doc where he was. He was like, Doc there. I was like, this is his midfield. This is the Walsh saying, you know what, boys, this is my fucking midfield now. It's my time to shine.
Yeah.
If I was Cripps, I would have been watching that game and going, fuck. I can't wait to fucking go one-on-one with Taylor Adams.
It's good. And it's good. And getting these other kids to come in and play this week, like you said, I think it's going to be good for our midfield because now they can see that they can trust the other kids too, and it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge for us. Not just next week, but for the rest of the year. You know what I mean?
Sharon would have been watching the freedom Dow got and being like, fuck, if they give me this freedom against Collingwood, I'm going to make them look like Mickey Mouse.
And let's be honest, be less freedom next week, but
they've
got Braden Maynard though. They're flinging him in the midfield, and he's like the most plastic hard man ever. I reckon if me and Braden Maynard had a fight for charity, it'd be less than a round. I reckon 3 hits.
Let's have a look at this one.
Telling you now.
So this is, what's this one? I don't even know what goal this is. This could be like the...
there was a free kick. Charlie Kerno got held by Oscar Allen.
He was held there.
There's another one as well where Brady Howe did it, and Oscar Allen, it looked like Brady Howe was hoping that Oscar Allen would hold him back. You know, it was one of them ones where you're like, I'm going to give it big in here, but hopefully my mate... that's it. Like, your mind is like, hopefully the boys come in and help.
And there was one stage, like, me and Dylan were laughing, like, I think in the last quarter, you know, when he's trying to get that 10th goal, right? And then we go, look, there's like 8 players on him.
Yeah,
like,
well, it was.
They didn't know what to do anymore. It was so funny.
They swarmed to him.
Let's have a look at this one here. What's
I'd
this
love
one?
to swarm to Charlie.
I know, you already do.
Look at
Holland. Look at this. It's just, that's just unbelievable.
Look at that. He made Oscar Allen.
That's genius. That is genius. Can you replay that again, please?
We're going to watch it again.
Honestly,
look at this from Ollie Holland on his opposite foot.
I'm so rapt he came in, right?
We love Ollie.
And I'm so rapt he looked good.
How this
Have a look at
is?
it
Look at
here.
this.
He gets the ball.
He's takes off.
See ya.
He's full flight on his left.
Look at that.
That's ridiculous.
Out in front and make or break your career, Oscar.
All right, listen, we like that so much, you're going to call it. Let's do it. Let's get ready. The call is
3, 2, 1. Ball at half forward. Holland's evades a few eagles on his left foot. Lace out to Charlie.
That was fantastic.
Any score will break the ton for the Blues.
How good was that?
That was play of the day.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Play of the day.
I loved it. I like this. What about this one here? What's this one? I don't even know what this one is. How good was that?
At that stage, though, Charlie could have kicked that from the stands.
Yeah,
when
you
he was there, like he could have gone and bought a hot dog.
He should have done. He should have done the turn to the referee. Remember when Henri scored that free kick and he just went, "Is that enough?" He should have just turned and be like, "Is that enough?"
No, that was good.
He should have done the Mbappe. That's the only thing Charlie needs to work on now. When he kicks 10 goals, seeing his biceps gets a bit old.
Yeah.
Like maybe like once you're on the 8.
It did look like at one stage I thought like the Big M Little League kids was still out there for West Coast because he was just
It felt
pushing
like,
him around.
Do you remember that Henri goal against United at Highbury when he flicked it up and volley over Barthez and it was, what was it? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the call. Oh, Andy Gray just goes. He goes. That's one of the greatest goals I've ever seen on this ground. That's deliberate. That's majestic. Sheer brilliance is all you can say about that piece of football. That's what it was. That bit of commentary is what it was. Oh, it's just. Wow, I'm applauding. That's genius. That is genius. You don't buy them. They don't come in packets.
Wow. If you think that was genius, right?
That's genius.
You think that was genius? Yeah.
That is genius. Mosquito, maybe.
If you think that one was genius, right? No, we were watching. Now, just remember that this goal here, the last time this was done, right, was 1995 with Sticks Cunningham, and you know what happened that year there.
Oh yeah, well, we won the flag.
All right, so let's just have a look.
Is this his?
If I could,
is this his 10th?
Wasn't it Soapy Valance, the last person after Sticks?
Look at this goal. Now this is look at this.
Filth.
This is
absolutely.
This is Pommy's little secret into Charlie Kerner, best ground ball player in our forward line.
Oh yeah,
filth.
That's ridiculous.
Because he dropped the mark, because every time the ball was going up there, man, you could feel the crowd and we were just like wanting it.
Remember we kept saying there was a moment there where he was like everyone. He was the full forward, the centre half forward and the small forward. That's what he was.
I genuinely think he's better without Harry.
He is.
Right, and I know this is harsh, because I think Harry has done incredibly well since about round 8 of adapting his role to be the second forward.
Yes.
I think it's hard for Harry because I think Harry's too good to be the second forward.
Agree with that.
But I think Charlie there, you can see, I think he is better than Harry.
100%.
At beating multiple defenders. When
100%.
people say Harry's a contested mark, that's all he can do.
That's right.
I think Charlie's clever that he brought, when he had Oscar Allen, he was bringing it to ground and saying, there's no way you can catch me when this ball's on the deck.
Exactly.
You might be able to beat me one-on-one, but you won't on the floor.
Yeah.
I think Charlie's a very fearsome customer, and I've been worried because I look at Collingwood.
With
Darcy versus him is tasty.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so fucking hanging out for this week. With Harry, soon as, because they've had that separation now for the 5-6 weeks, he's now away. They just keep away from him. He's playing up the ground. Man, it just looks so much better now. It just looks so much better now. And
it's tough, isn't it? We've seen it.
But what's wrong with the role What's wrong with the role he plays going up the ground? Harry taking that kick, on the wing there. What's wrong with that, man? It's the best thing for the team. Like by far the best thing for the team. I think
Harry's come.
And don't get me wrong, they can also
Harry's had a hell of a lot of horrible criticism this year, but I think
because we expect him to kick goals.
But the layers he's added to his game.
I agree. Yeah,
I think
fantastic. No,
and Harry, before he got injured, what was it? 3 inside 50 tackles. When do you see a 200 centimetre guy? Yeah. Like when he killed that small defender, I can't remember which game, it was Freeman or Luke Ryan. I remember it was Ryan. Ryan got the ball and he sidestepped Fogarty and he was away, and then Harry just went bang. My favourite bit is Luke Ryan gets up and sees it's Harry and he's like a shock on his face. He's like,
who the fuck?
You didn't fucking catch me, did you?
Yeah.
But he's apparently like one of the quickest at the club.
He does the sprint training. Mars is having a good old fact.
It doesn't really count though. It's like one stride to him's 20 and he's probably slow as shit.
That's
really, it's just
true.
one stride.
That's true. But there was a couple of others.
There were others who
played. Sam Walsh goal and his celebration.
Oh yeah, what did he do? What's all that about? Fucking Satan. He's fucking become part of the Hollywood.
Before we look at that one, let's have a look at this one. You like this one, huh?
Dow. Dow.
This is a
Dow,
nice.
Look at him.
I must admit, this is a very nice goal.
I'll tell you what, there was more fucking to the left than the Casper slide there. Look at him.
That was a very good goal, I must admit.
Nice, man. He, nice little ball there.
Little
See, Charlie
shimmy.
Shimmy. Charlie's well getting the little hip and shoulder. Just like Austin Allen there.
Here we go. This is the one. You like this?
Yeah, this is spectacular.
Like that. The most exaggerated handball you've ever seen from.
Yeah, well, have a look.
Cottrell.
Look at him. Here we are. So let's see it. Let's see it.
The copyright. The bloody copyright.
I do know that Michael Voss doesn't like. I've spoken to a few players. He doesn't like celebrations.
Oh, really?
He's not a big fan. I've been putting a few pressure on a couple of players that I talked to about, let's get some proper celebrations going, like some cool dances.
Don't tell me that. What's wrong with him? What do you mean he doesn't like celebrations? Take it.
To be fair, though, when I had these conversations, they were like 4 months. I'd imagine if Cripps started freaking body popping 80 down.
We've said the same thing, haven't we?
Voss,
we're 10 goals down and they're doing the
Remember
world.
when we cheered off Bryce Gibbs that day? Cripps kicked that amazing individual goal, and he's
I just want to say,
down by 4 goals.
I kind of understand.
Yeah, but like Mollop's little, I like that. Like thinking he was Paolo, well, he was blooming Neymar.
Man? We got to bring a. Come on, man. Let's not take
Especially
away
with
the
the
fun out of the game.
Honestly, you know the best.
Little
scene,
bit of flares, okay.
The best scene. I don't know if you can find it, Rocco, post editing, but there is a great scene where the umpires I actually thought were brilliant for the first half. Like I actually had an umpire positive chant.
Oh, really?
The
There
first
you
time.
go.
And then I went back to my usual ways of calling them all the names under the sun. But there's a great with that.
Do you reckon they were good? A couple of those deliberates are a little bit.
No, the
iffy.
first half, like Charlie was being protected. Like when I had to look at him and he was calling it, and I was loving it. But that deliberate where we ran out of bounds.
Oh yeah.
There's a kid. He's about 8 years old, and you can lip read, and he's like, "You fucking dog!" And he goes like, and I was like, so if that kid is watching, make yourself known. You can have a Pominoz umpire is a wanker hoodie because that kid is my. I've shown my kids it and going, "What I fucking."
That's what I want.
That's the standard. Damn it,
That was
because that kid was a proper like Italian.
Yeah.
Correct. He was like, oh. Yes, lad.
It's pretty funny. He had the Carlton jersey on as well.
I think he was talking for all of us.
I was cheering the guy on the watch line. I was like, this kid, man.
Because there was that one there, and there was one second quarter on that where who kicked it off the ground? Might have been
Curnow. Charlie kicked it off the ground.
It was Curnow.
As he was being pushed.
Oh, yeah, and it was deliberate.
Yeah,
and I was like,
so that was deliberate.
Is that deliberate?
Right, and I, just before that, and I shouldn't have said this, I said to my son, if that's called deliberate, I'm going down, I'm going to punch that umpire straight in the face, you know? And he goes, deliberate, and I go, I'm going to walk down. And I couldn't believe it. And then that one happened, and I just went, as soon as he did it, I go, this will be deliberate. And he went, how?
I've got to give a shout out to my mate Stewie. He is an umpire, and we drink and play golf together quite a bit. And he doesn't like the fact I'm so mean about umpires. So a couple of weeks we did plan to go and watch him umpire a game, and me and the boys just heckled him, even for good cause. And he fucking hates it. He stopped doing it, but we did it was like literally even the bounce. Like he'd do a perfect
bounce. The chip bounce!
Fucking hell, umpire! Disgrace! You've been doing it all day!
Actually, I said that in one of the bounces where they fucked it up again, and I go, mate, that's all, you can't make a decision, you can't bounce the ball, you know what I mean? Bloody hell.
Umpires cop it.
Alright, this one here has been a much maligned player for a while.
Okay, he's been a much maligned player, hasn't he?
From us.
Oh, he is. Who is it? Oh, it's Jack Silvardi.
Filth.
Yeah, this was great.
This was filth.
The seas just parted.
You know what I love about that is if you freeze frame that, he's celebrating before he's even fought.
Well, let's have a look at that again.
Watch where the arm goes up. Look.
Let's go. He takes off.
Right, there you are. You're gonna love it. I tell you what, you know what we've been saying for Jack for ages, right? Master of not nothing, but he's a jack of all trades.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? He doesn't have one
now
specific
they
role.
have given him a fucking role.
Yeah.
And this is what you do, and this is what you do when
we've
you
been saying that for a while. We've been saying the problem with everyone goes, oh, Jack, but I just think we haven't given him that role. You know what I mean? And
he is literally, you know, my father-in-law's guilty of this, but loves patching holes. Right, loves patching holes. And he's one of them people, old man, he will fix anything before it's broken. Like, and I keep telling him, mate, we're in 2023. Everything's made in fucking Japan now.
Just go
it's like 12 cents, mate.
And
he's like, no.
I can do it.
No. And he's like, fucking.
How are you going to take that out of him? Come on.
And I'm like, let's go down Bunnings and buy another one, mate. Hey, 5 pence. But that's what Jack Silvani...
5 pence.
5 pence.
That's what Jack Silvani has been for Carlton, right?
Yeah.
Where now he's literally the Ryobi replacement battery.
I like that.
He's now got an official fucking job, and he's going to thrive on it. But before, he has literally been my father-in-law. It's all right. Fucking bit of gaffer tape.
Yeah.
Oh, we can solder that.
He's even got the tape around his leg as well to go with it.
I like it. And I don't understand anyone that's kept saying, we got to get rid of him, we got to get rid of him.
I get it, but
I don't. Not... Yeah,
I'll hold my hand up. I said he should be traded.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people have been saying that.
The reason I said it is because he had no defined role at Carlton.
Yeah,
correct.
Whose fault's that?
No, but I said if I was St Kilda, I'd probably play a third or a second because I can see a role for him, which helps Carlton out. Because I said it's too unfair for him to continue his career where we've got an injury in the forward pocket.
It is unfair for him.
Jack, oh, fuck, the ruckman's dead.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, Pittenet's always injured. You're now a ruckman.
Yeah.
Does that, and then we'd send him to VFL. Now you're a centre-half back.
Yeah. Exactly.
Where I think now Vossi has seen, if you're going to have a second ruck, he has to have a job in the team somewhere else.
Exactly.
And Jack can do that.
Has to be the case.
I don't think TDK can. Because TDK's a liability at times around the ground.
Yeah.
Correct.
He's been really good.
No, he's been good, but I don't think you could play him as a full forward.
No,
not at all.
I think you've got to dine out on his run work.
100%.
Yep.
Where Pittenet, let's be honest, brilliant ruckman.
Yep.
But around the ground, he's
horrible.
about as useful.
Brilliant. But
No, he wins his taps, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he does his hand bit.
Yeah, he does his hand bit. Yeah.
Around the ground, he's about as good as Jimmy Hoffa.
He's hopeless.
Yeah, missing.
And when was the last fucking time you saw Jimmy Hoffa?
Exactly. Under the stadium. Was it a car park or the stadium? A football stadium. Yeah, Mythbusters, I think.
Do you know what I mean?
They went with
Mythbusters should actually see if Pittenet does anything around the ground.
Okay, well, we'll ask Jamie and Adam. Jamie and Adam?
He might be coming in. He might be coming in this
way. Honestly, he around the ground, he reminds me of Douglas Bader in A Prisoner of War Camp when they took the legs off him.
Yeah.
British hero, Douglas Bader.
I love it.
We don't know who he is.
What?
No.
How do you know who Douglas Bader is?
No.
Really?
Okay, so he was an air pilot that lost his legs.
Oh, yeah.
Discharged from the RAF during the Battle of Britain. Refused. So he actually stole the plane, the story goes.
With no legs?
Yeah. No, he had the fake legs.
Oh, yeah.
Prosthetics.
They gave
Still, no legs.
No, they gave him a job as ground staff because he was such a good pilot before he lost his legs in action. Stole a Spitfire, went up, shot down 5 German planes.
Oh, really?
The British adapted a Spitfire so he could fly it without his legs, so it was actually all on the handle.
Oh, it was the first American
he got captured by the Germans twice, once in France, and he managed to get back to Britain with his fake legs.
That's it.
He crawled like 20 miles to work.
That's unreal.
But then the second time, they actually refused to give him his legs because they were so scared he'd get out. And he actually did escape but got caught.
Oh, really?
But he escaped without his legs.
And that's Mark Pittenet.
Around the ground, without the legs.
That's Mark Pittenet, yeah.
Exactly.
All right, fair enough. That's a good story, mate. We do everything.
Just crawling with his hands along the ground.
Here, mate.
Yeah, a bit of history for you. Big Douglas.
Always a bit of history.
The dog.
He's got his medals.
All right, now tell me something.
Yes.
How does the ruck look going forward now if we've got all of them available and killing it?
I think we actually gave you a sign when we signed Pittenet, and I remember saying it at the time on Blue Abroad, that it's such a low contract that is a second, third Rooks contract.
Pins.
Yeah, because the talk is it's like 250, 300, and we gave him the extra year to subsidise that to financially secure him, so he can actually... Got to think, when you want that money, if you've got bank loans and stuff, if you can say 3 years as opposed to a year, sets you and your family up, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not a big contract, so I think obviously Carlton have had it in their mind that we want TDK to be our number one ruck, and Pittenet, and I think Pittenet would be brilliant. Let's just say round 23, TDK saw, he's got a corky, you've got a mind on finals. Imagine Pitternet fully fit and you bring him in for a game. You don't shit yourself because, you know, at the moment, when people go, bring in Hudson O'Keefe or bring in Murkoff, and you're like,
oh God.
Fuck me, I'd rather play my nan.
Well, I remember Voss did say, I think it was either last season or early this season or maybe in the pre-season this year, that he said TDK was envisaged as the number one ruck. I do remember that. I'm paraphrasing him, but I remember him saying it.
I think we all envisioned that. Yeah. That would be the ideal number one ruck, you know, TDK.
I do think it's TDK and JSOS. I think that's I think if you look at Collingwood, I've said this for a while, you watch Collingwood, they got rid of the best ruckman, arguably, in the league, bar gone.
Yep.
And replaced him with a dude with 2 first names who couldn't even make the VFL team at Sydney.
Yeah.
And what did Darcy Cameron do well? 50% of his taps he wins, works his arse off around the ground. And then the field structure makes Darcy Cameron look fucking grouse. Carlton, TDK, has such an easy job because he's impressed me. Jared Witts, old man, slow, cumbersome. He made Jared Witts play his game.
Yep.
Scott Lysett plays a very similar game to TDK. He just told him, I'm the young buck here. You can't keep up with me. So I think TDK and JSOS, I think that is the future.
I will say TDK looked like he got a bit of a mean streak in him the last couple of weeks. His physical work prior to the ball becoming active has been, like, from what I've seen, has been, I mean, you see little patches of it, but it's caught my eye.
Yeah.
And being on the wing, being close to a few boundary throws, I'm really seeing him engage his opposition ruckman with that initial hit.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I think he was a little bit, not lazy-daxical, but I think he was a bit, I think when you're at that age, you are a little bit fearful of, not fearful, but it's, these older ruckmen as well, you know, you've still got to respect them, and there's that little bit of a mindset in you where you're like, okay, well, I haven't quite earned my stripes, but this last month I've really seen him engage physically, which is something I haven't seen with him in his career. But I'm talking like, not just a tap, I'm talking like, look at the guy and smack him.
The trio game for me screamed Matty Cruiser, because Darcy's a brute.
He is.
And this week, Bailey Williams, tough, because he's a thug.
Yeah.
I mean, look at his tattoos. He doesn't get served in a few bars in Perth. Right, but I actually saw the Matty Cruiser come out in TDK in the fact that he's starting to realise he's big.
Yeah.
That God made you huge.
Yeah.
Remember? And how he positions himself, particularly with Sean Darcy and Bailey Williams, is he isn't jumping. He's like, if I jump, you can push me in the air.
Yeah.
He's keeping his ground and being where they land. And you saw it a few times. Bailey tried to get a bit aggressive with him, but he was keeping his ground, and that's going to open up 2 things. One, you'll get the free kick, because the umpires do judge that on the ruck of how much you've moved. So always the legs are in the air. It happened twice to Bailey this week. He got called for high legs because TDK was like, I ain't moving.
Yeah.
And if you do, you're going to move me illegally. But 2, he's also realising it can negate their flight. So a few times Bailey went in the air and was off balance and just ran over the ball.
Yeah.
And TDK took it, and that's the Matty Cruiser. That's what Cruiser did. He wasn't strong. People talk about Cruiser. Cruiser just basically used your cumbersome...
Yeah.
These guys are big. If these guys weren't playing football, they'd be opening doors for the Addams family.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say as well about TDK, and you just mentioned it there, his ability now to actually win the ball out of the ruck and get field territory for us.
Yeah, 100%. And he does that a few times.
Critical.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely TDK. And it looks like Sauce if fit is the other ruckman they're going to go with. You know, that's what it looks like. All right, the other question then.
Yes.
How does the forward line look going into the future? If we got a full and fit, medium, smalls, you know Kerno's there, who would put around him?
Harry.
Oh, like, Harry just has to.
Yeah, all right, Harry, yeah.
As for the smalls...
I'm talking the mediums and the smalls. Who are they?
I think...
You got Martin?
I think Martins and Cunners are locks. I think Fogarty has
provided we know they're not reliable.
I think Fogarty is just basically Durden got injured in the VFL, and I'm sure we'll talk about the VFL later. When was the last time you can remember a guy coming in from the VFL and you're not counting down the days for the injured guy to be fit?
Yeah, exactly.
Fogarty has literally said to Durden, "You ain't getting fucking back in this."
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what we were lacking.
Yeah,
we were lacking.
Well,
that.
usually it's Paulson.
Yeah.
And we're like... No, but it was players like that.
Yeah,
and
I
then
know.
you'd be like on the AFL injury list and going, 10 days. 10 days is... Oh, Collingwood's 9. Surely he can fucking play.
One,
Yeah, but now you're like, if you said Durden, heaven forbid, is out for the season, you don't give a shit, do you?
Yeah,
It sounds
exactly,
horrible, but you're like,
We're
Don't
okay.
care.
Yeah. No, you are.
Don't care.
Don't care. You are.
No, it's good. Yeah, definitely.
We've been crying out for
and
it.
Motlop.
So you got Motlop fully fit.
And Motlop. Motlop's the one with scope.
Yep. All right. Let's add another one in because we just might not. One of them might not come up. Who's the next one in line?
Well, always is there.
Owies?
Well, I think we're down to off our phones.
Yeah. I think always.
Who else is there? Owies and the Durden.
There's always.
I reckon
I reckon Durden would be before always.
You think so?
If all fully fit, I think. I think always is.
Why? Because of Martin now. Like the Zoes and Martin kind of the same role.
Like I was so glad Motlop played last week because I said I wanted to see Motlop with Fogg. And I just didn't know how we get back in.
And they definitely work well together.
Because Fogg just it reminds me of. I remember there's a great video. Go and watch it. I'll put it in the comments if I can remember. I was going to say if I can be arsed. That's rude.
Yeah.
Well, you just did.
No. If I can remember, but there's a great interview. It's a podcast with Poppy from Hawthorn.
Okay. Yep.
And Clarkson.
Puopolo,
They asked him when was the top any bollocking you've ever had from Clarkson. Like, tell us your best spray. And he was like, final versus Sydney. I'd kick 2. Gone in at half time. He was like expecting Clarko to be like,
well done.
Yeah.
And he was like, he just erupted and goes, what the fuck do you think you're doing kicking goals? Fucking Cyril's not even found the ball. He's having to do your defensive running. You're in the team to tackle. Cyril kicks goals. They were Cyril's goals. And he was like, I realised that Clarkson's team was built around the system. It wasn't built around it. And he was like, after that, Cyril fucking, I think he was close to Norm Smith, but Poppy just tackled, get in the space. And I was like, you've got to have that kind of selflessness.
Yeah,
and Fogg,
exactly.
you can see Fogg.
Nah, Fogg 100%.
There's something wrong with Fogg. Like he looks like the kind of guy that gets turned on by the tackle.
I haven't seen him miss one. I haven't seen him miss one.
And he tackles with intent like to hurt.
Absolutely.
He's got a bit of a twat in him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
You know, like I always say, Toby Green, he's a dickhead, isn't he? You hate him.
Yeah.
But
if he played for you, you'd
love
have
him. Yeah.
number 4 Green on your back.
Well, it would be Kerno and then Toby as your two favourite.
But I actually think Fogg is the closest we've had to that guy that is a bit of a twat, isn't he? Like, because
we've been lacking that.
Because when SPS did what he did, right, Fogg, you could see every time SPS went near him, Fogg was trying.
He wanted to hurt him.
You could see Fogg was like,
controlled aggression. Though, Tommy's favourite
you
phrase.
could see Fogg looking at him, going, "The only thing funny about you, mate, is your fucking lid."
Yeah, your hairdo.
The hairdo.
You could see Fogg was like, "I'm going to hit him so hard he'll have normal hair."
Yeah,
or the shot back inside.
What'd you make of that tackle, by the way?
Which one?
The one on Chincotta.
Look, and I think Voss funny in the press conference.
He was not happy.
He just said he didn't say too much. He goes, "Well, we copped it, and I think they're going to cop it." Or he said something in those lines. Yeah, he wasn't happy with it. So look, it was.
Boyd's was not
a rough tackle.
Boyd's was not a double action though.
No.
That was grab and...
I don't want to go back into that, but 3 weeks, it's ridiculous. I just don't understand that.
SPS is a disgrace. A disgrace.
Is a disgrace.
I know, but I was saying this before. What do you want him to do, man? Like, if
I
that was me, man, I'd be wanting to hurt players savagely. And he's got a little bit of a...
chip on the shoulder he would have had. Yeah. Fair enough.
But you know what?
He wanted to
gave it to him like
you know what though? Tell you what though, he said everything about SPS's mentality.
Yeah.
And him being a fit tough guy because Chincotta was fine. Oh wait, sorry, it's not called Chincotta anymore, it's called Pomcotter.
Pomcotter?
What happened there?
How
are you claiming?
I'll send you the link. I think you might have seen it. My moment on Fancast.
Oh yes, sorry, yes.
I did a bit of a monologue, and it
you did.
It fit. I was just taking the piss doing the Austin.
You did.
I did a fit into mine.
No, I was taking the piss because when
it was on the live. It was on the live.
On the live, and I was like, "My God, Chincotta's got a beautiful body. I bet he snags like a minx." And it fit the whole monologue, and he kicked just as I got to the punchline. Right. And I was like, "We've got to do something with Chincotta now. He's made the best moment of Watch Long History." So we started calling him Pomcotter.
Pomcotter.
We like a little bit of pommy.
Italian and English.
Whatever he is,
He's a beast, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a nice
If I'm ever on
He's
Monday,
made a difference.
Chincot's coming.
So he's made the difference. Kemper's made the difference. Who else is there? There's a couple young. Fogarty, actually.
Cunningham.
No one's giving him the
Cunningham.
credit. Akers. His intercept work. has
Well,
been-
Akers, yeah. But Akers more experienced. I'm just talking about these younger kids that have come in this year that have really made it, I think, made a difference.
Boyd.
They haven't been... Boyd, he was the other
Boyd.
one, and unfortunately, they haven't been Carltonised, have they?
No.
And what they've done is now, I don't know, it's kind of like worn off on the rest of the team a little bit. Yeah, I
We're
love
just
it.
going to have to cut a hole in that middle now, aren't we?
Well,
Yeah.
we're not going to cut a hole in the actual frame, but I know what you mean.
17.
100%, man. I'll take that down straight
317.
away.
Now
man,
we'll just
and-
Band-Aid fix
and
it.
put a.
In honour of Carl.
I don't want to pull it out, but we've
No.
got a cup here somewhere.
No, we'll Band-Aid fix it. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like an honour of
Mate,
the
you know what? If we win it this year, I'll be happy to do that, man. I'll be happy to do that and pay for it. So that's good. The other one would be, before we move on quickly, is the wings are set.
Hollands and Acres.
Yeah, Hollands and Acres.
Control roaming through there. Doherty rotating through.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Holland's...
It's good Hollands
We'll
has
get on
come
to
back
another
now.
winger in
Probably
the
good
VFL
they had a bit of a
report,
break.
Yeah, Junior Marilyn Manson.
Yeah. Because we like his work
He looks
ethic.
like Manson. So
We like his work ethic. Well, him and Cottrell, man,
Yeah.
they're running machines. And,
They are.
and so is Akers, really, isn't he?
Yeah.
the big ginge.
And that's exactly what you need. And the one thing I've been noticing is, I don't know if it's because of Akers, but they've definitely been holding that
They hold their width. It's nice to
You know
have
what I mean? I
wingers
don't
that
know
actually
how,
stay
because
on the
we
wing.
weren't doing that. So that's definitely making a big effort. And I was,
when you play a winger as
On the
opposed to
wing.
an inside midfielder on the wing.
exactly.
Wonder why
But
he
what did we have
doesn't-
before that?
Well, Will Satterfield, didn't
Yeah,
we?
well, that's
Will,
right.
Will Satterfield, inside
I
midfielder.
told you
like-
it's the supporters who
Yeah.
were going about Will. How's he doing? Anyway, we'll talk about
How's
that on
Stocker
Forever
going?
Rivals.
He got dropped
Dropped.
this week. Oh, it's a shame.
Who's that?
Stocker got dropped, didn't he? Oh, St Kilda are bombing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. Should have got Ross, should we? Oh, they're slipping out the 8, aren't they?
Well, let's not.
Fuck 'em.
Let's not that. I
They could still finish
I still
inside
think-
the
Everyone's jumping on Voss now. I still think Ross was all right, but
Nah, fuck Ross. Fuck him.
nah,
I
thought he was
do
all
agree
right.
with that sentiment.
One
Given
day
the
next
transfer,
season.
and we do it. Given that he does,
St Kilda.
Now,
opposition
now it
team.
looks like. But if we look at St Kilda the last 3 years, it's pretty much like repeat.
St Kilda do my head in. For some reason, their fan base.
And you got your
fucking
missus who follows us, so you kind of like follow them a bit closely.
Yeah, just that their fans, fuck, they love when, like, they
But
think
have they
we're
been doing this the
rival.
last few years? They've been
I
like
did
starting
admit I
well.
get sucked into
St
them the
Kilda,
first half
do.
of the
No,
season.
but St
We all
Kilda,
get sucked in.
St Kilda think we're a rival, and I'm like, who the fuck is St
Yeah.
Kilda? It's just a place you go for a swim.
It's just jealousy,
Fuck
yeah.
you.
and for other things. But anyway,
I mean,
No,
who's
listen.
Kilda the patron saint of anyway? Why has they got saint there?
who's killed the patron saint of?
Why is it? Is it like the patron
Saint
saint of
Kilda, yeah.
Is, it-
I don't know who Kilda
is it the patron saint of mediocrity?
That-
Okay, yeah.
Mediocrity is a success for them. As a
Anyway,
club.
look, about Voss,
was
I was always for Voss from day one. No, I wasn't.
Don't you start, Rocker.
I must admit.
Up the Roccos.
I must
You should
admit.
start a Twitter. Up the Rocco.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I must admit. One of my mates said to me at the start when they got Ross, he said, "Paul, goes, it's just going to end in heartbreak."
With Ross?
He goes, "You know it's going to end in heartbreak." He goes, "They'll get to a certain point.
Yeah.
They'll all be up and about." He goes, "But it's going to end in heartbreak." I go, "Yeah, but they're playing okay." He goes, "Mate,
My wife hates me for this.
it'll end in heartbreak."
Because I said Ross will do the quick thing of fixing your fucking sloppiness.
Yes.
And I was like, and then it'll be like at Fremantle in the
Fall
last
apart
year,
again.
people just will realise, you're really good defensively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll kill you. And I was like, back end of the year. And then I love it. Injuries happening.
Yeah, well, and that's what happened.
Mate,
But
they
with-
are going down.
then
Again,
we'll
I'm
play
going
him
to say
into four.
something about, you know me, man. Blues,
Oh,
you know me, man. Blues is my life. I follow them. I'll fucking tell you what I think at the time.
Oh, mate, we all do that.
And that we all do that, and
God,
that's
what do you
why-
say? Everyone's a general after the battle.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's
a lot of general
smart
after
ass
the
now.
battle
And
operators coming
we're
out.
getting
the last
that
couple of
now
weeks.
with Voss and all that. Like, again, this is still a long
The only
season
time you can
and a
say
long
I told
couple
you
of
so.
years.
The only time you can
There's
say
no I told you so. There's no I told you
me
so.
finish.
Never told you
Let me
so.
finish.
There you go.
The only time you can say I told you so is if you confidently declared a draw in round 1.
Is
Is that the greatest tip of all time?
It was.
It's up there.
It has to be the greatest tip of all time, is it not?
It was very, very much up there, Paolo.
Mate.
But the thing is that we never look at the ones that you've completely fucked up.
Which are way more than the ones I've got right. Do you actually, I must raise this question. Would you rather be right in a scenario where everything turns to the shit and you know it's going to turn to the shit? Or would you rather be completely wrong and have the opposite happen where everything goes right?
Completely wrong.
I agree. I'm the same.
Yeah, completely wrong.
Because think about this, right? I've been saying this about all of us who do the content, right? We put ourselves out there every week, right? Of course
we do.
And if you want to clip and do, you can do whatever the fuck you want with us.
We've had
right?
a few things get clipped, which has been pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm sure we all have. Like, it's just like whatever. But we put ourselves out there, right? But at the end of the day, right? No one loves Carlton more than me. You might you might love it the same as me, but you don't love it more than me, and no one wants success more than me. Yeah. You might want it the same as me, but you don't want it more than me. So if I say something or you say something and we're completely wrong and we win that premiership, trust me, you will not be drinking more beers than me. You might drink the same amount of beers than me, but you won't drink more than me. So, of course, mate, all we want is success for this side, mate. That's all we want, man. And again, we're all generals after the battle. Everyone talked, I told you so, this, that. Shut up. No one knew anything, mate. No one knew. Look, tell me, like 6 weeks ago, seven weeks ago, let's even go further, when there was the Doggies, Collingwood, Brisbane, all those losses there, right? What were you thinking? You brought out the bloody thing.
I know, you had blind faith that we could win. You hope we could win 5 in a row.
We always hope we're going to win.
But where was the evidence to suggest
that it was
going to happen?
And now there's evidence. And I fucking applaud them. Yeah. Man, I love what they're doing, mate. And this shows character, mate. To turn yourself around, to change, to put it all out there, man, that shows
This
character.
is what I'm saying as well, and this is what I was saying on Twitter too, is that there are extremities on both ends, right?
Yeah.
So there are the people who are just ultra negative and ultra pessimistic, and then there are people who are ultra positive and everything's roses, right? Yeah. You meet somewhere in between at the end of it all, right? And that's where you find your where you find your path.
We all want the fucking.
Well, that's what it's and
I love it.
It's not, and if one side criticises the other and the other side criticises another,
what do we?
Yeah, but I'm just saying it does happen, right? I'm saying it's a reality of it.
It happens a lot,
and that's okay, right? But as long as you argue
today,
he smashed them, mate. He has absolutely smashed them.
I'm glad you enjoyed them.
This is what I will say. As long as you are arguing the point, and not the man, you're fine.
Yeah, 100%. No, man, I'm telling you.
Social media, are you?
I know. It's not that utopia. Yeah. Social media is the actual opposite. It's a cesspool where. Have you seen some? You haven't been. Do not go on Twitter.
I don't go on Twitter.
Twitter is just such a. It
you
is
would be
such
a king on Twitter, wouldn't you?
It's such a terrible.
I hate it.
I love it.
I comment on Twitter a bit, but honestly,
some of the shit we see,
what I hear and what I see,
you got people bullying each other that have never met.
I know.
Twitter for me is a bit like when I go in and tell my kids off.
Yeah.
I drop my shit, close the door,
and then giggle.
Do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, it's shit.
There's a lot of egos on Twitter.
Yeah.
What you're saying, the only reason that people are potting other people, right, is the same reason that they probably got a lot of views during the losses, because they're not very good at analysing. They're not very good, and they're not probably very intelligent. So they just want to be right in one thing. It's like what I always say, when people don't agree with me, do you think I care? I go home every night to my beautiful wife, my beautiful kids. So guess what?
No,
I have already won. I am already a god in my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you want to believe what I say or hate it, I don't care. But some people, all they have in life is
take it.
being right on Twitter. their shitty little Twitter post is their life. Like, to me, I lose all my followers
You get
tomorrow.
your likes and you get your...
Well, if you're doing this, and I know, like, we do content, so I know, like, the likes, the subscribe is important to us.
That's important, it is.
We're trying to build something.
We all are.
If that's what's the most important thing to you,
you're warped.
You've already lost.
You're warped.
The other thing is, like, if you think, like, doing content, if your main like ambition or main thing you want to do is make money out of it, you've already lost. That might be the outcome one day,
yes,
but that shouldn't be what you should be striving for, you know? So that's the way I see it.
It's generally why Pommy and Oz does what it does. Like, I just like the people. I like chatting shit about football.
Yeah,
sharing some stats.
That's what it's
all
about.
You're gonna do.
Stuff.
Look,
back and forth.
I've had people like message me and go, "Oh, I want to do a podcast. You know, have you got any advice?" And I go, "Just enjoy yourself."
You see, I always say this:
do it.
Just do it. Do it and enjoy yourself.
There's a couple of guys who just started doing my DMs, and I always say to them, "I couldn't give a fuck about content. Likes, subscribes, never have done. How many members I've got, couldn't give a fuck. If it's one person or a billion, I treat it like I do.
If it was a billion, there'd be
genuinely.
a billion.
Yeah, you don't change that. For,
when people, no, you don't change. Of course.
Like my wife laughs because we go into like the shopping centres and people stop me and recognise me. And she's like, "Does it ever annoy you?" And I'm like, "Not really, no." I was like, I actually find it cute because I was like, all I want to do is just one person watch what I do and just go, I never thought that. Yeah. That's really good. I've learned something there. Or I don't agree with that. I'm going to DM him. And they're the people I respect. People who DM and go, I don't
say it to him. He teaches me about the game.
But it's when dickheads...
I think we all teach each other about the game. I've learned so much between everybody.
Everybody,
Of course.
Collective knowledge.
Of course.
Nah, Rocco, you've learned it all from me, mate.
Well, I started learning from you.
But I will say, it was funny you mentioned that.
But the other thing is, like, you know, people coming up to me, like, I love it, not because I'm fucking like, I love it because I love people. I find it, it's like an honour. Like, someone comes up to me and goes, like, "Hey, how are you, Rocco? I love your content." And I go, "Oh, it was all worth it." Well, because, you know, do you get, like, during the week, sometimes I think, man, I just can't be bothered doing this, you know what I mean? Like, you get down on it, you know?
Mate, I was me for 3 weeks. That's why I left.
And then you get a message and you go, "You know what? You know, like, this bloke's..."
Mate, you get them DMs where people say to you, like, I had a few during, like, about COVID, and then I've had some people who have lost family members and said that, "I was watching you and it brought me out of my slump." Last couple of weeks, we've had some real bad things. My beautiful wife, she lost her mum. And her grandfather, who lives with us, had a heart attack within like 2 days of each other. Like, horrible week. And I've got to admit, not being selfish, but seeing your wife go through that hits you as well as the husband, because you're trying to hold everything together. And there was some people who are part of the Pommy Horse and Blue Abroad community. One of you came out and saw me in a shopping centre, and they'll never know what I was going through.
Yeah.
I was doing my shopping, but them coming up, putting their arm around and goes, "Pommy, mate, how you doing?" And I didn't catch his name, but he took a picture and put it on Instagram, right? But I was like, you actually made my day, because I was thinking, fucking hate my life. I really want to go home because it's like a cesspool of misery. And I was like, just that one person,
you just don't want to go.
That one person coming up and going, "Pommy, can I have a picture, mate?" And I'm like, took me out of it. And then there's Narelle Hards. I'll give her a huge shout out. She's been in my DMs. She slid into my DMs. Be good, chat. Be good. It's not like
I was going to say,
it's not like
Mrs. Pommy would be too crazy.
I only attract 65-year-olds, you know. but like her back and forth during that time as well. It's just like like people think we do shit, but that's why I don't have arrogance. Because to be honest, if you've got a podcast or you've got this is easy. The hard bit is
No, I agree.
You've got the hard bit. You've got to watch 3 hours of this.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I can talk for 12.
Bloody oath. Bloody oath.
I actually find that... I find that, like,
it
blows my mind.
But that's the problem I have. Some people don't realise this is an honour being sat here
I love it.
chatting shit. And some people go out of their way to fucking enjoy upsetting people. And you know what? I have... If you've got a face... in your profile picture, that's the biggest respect you can do, because the ones that do my head in are the ones who have got fucking
nameless
polar bears, worst ones with a fucking motor vehicle. I know you are probably a grade A prick. Right? If you open up your sentence with, "Oh, you pommy cunt," and I look at your profile picture and it's a fucking Holden or the
Holden is the word.
Straight away, I'm looking at it going, I'll chin this prick.
What about if you're holding a fish?
They're up there. Shout out to my mate Ryan. Me and Ryan became mates because we had an argument on the Carlton page.
Oh, really?
And it was him holding a fish.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You look 50 fucking cunt. go fish your ex on wannabe." And we became mates after this back and forth. So shout out to Ryan, good mate.
Shout out to Ryan. It's you mentioned it too. If you are to make one person's day with what you do, that just makes everything...
100%. I love it. I'm telling you.
I actually want to read out a message. This was actually from April, but this is to do with work, with overnights. I'm not going to say who it was, but you don't have to. I'm not going to name names, but they listen in and tune in. But just to continue on with this theme, she said, "Hi, just wanted to thank you privately. Our 17-year-old son suffers anxiety issues and can't sleep at night. We have found something at night he enjoys, which is listening to you. He thinks your overnight show when you're on is very relaxing and calming to listen to. Thinks you're fantastic. Keep up the good work, and just wanted to say thank you and tell you how you are helping people through the night."
And that must have been one of the shows that I wasn't on.
It just brings you back down to
100%.
Because sometimes I think you can get lost in the moment sometimes with these things, right? And you can portray a facade that might not be you.
It changes people, bro.
It does. No, it does. It does.
Mate, I know a lot of people that started podcasts, or I knew them pre their podcast, and they were actually decent people. They see a few views. They see you do get into a stage where, like, you see people, it changes them because they feel now they are a voice.
Yes.
As opposed to, I am still the Pom that was in the singlet with his backdrop falling down, grainy footage. I'm still that Pom. I haven't changed. I might be a little bit more confident and louder and more obnoxious, but
you've got better at it, of course, and you'd expect to get better at it.
But for me, it's just Monday, me, Terry, chatting shit about our Blues and having a crack and
doing what everybody else would do in the chat.
Do you know what I mean?
With their family members and friends.
And this is what...
And we've all got different skills.
And unless you're in it and do it, you don't...
And like for me, it's about...
I find it an honour, like, to do it. Like, I've met mates who become...
Well, at the footy.
Yeah.
At the footy, when my old man came with me to the Port Adelaide game, with Michael and stuff, and my other little cousin Michael.
Jesus, imagine being sat next to Maloney. Fucking Chardonnay.
It's been over a decade, mate.
Michael Maloney.
Over a decade.
The most Melbourne Demons.
He was at the Port Adelaide game in his suit and tie, actually.
Oh, mate, look at him.
With
fucking soft cheese and crackers.
God bless him. God bless him.
Mate.
I'm actually the groomsman for his wedding.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
So, I am, yeah.
Tell him from me, grow up, come on. Have a Savlaki and fucking toughen up.
God bless him. God bless him.
He will do. I'm coming to his books. I'll make him a proper man. None of this fucking wine. He will be drinking fucking.
I will say.
Stale beer.
I will say this. I
was 20 seconds each time.
I'll say this. When we were at the ground, I think Anne Vaughan, who follows a bit of our content and stuff, Anne and her son Dean, Matt O'Connor, with his little son Jaden. And a couple of others, just sort of, that Carlton members area, people coming around and they sort of recognise me and they say, how you going, blah, blah, blah. My man just turns around and goes,
who are these people?
He said, okay, they follow the fan. And then next one, who was that? Oh, yeah, they follow the channel. He goes, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's it.
That's nice. I go, this is what it's all about. Because my old man hasn't been properly to the football. He follows a football. He watches the games and he loves his football, but he hasn't been like us and been like fully ingrained in it for, I don't know, probably since maybe sort of the late to mid 2000s.
I'm so jealous.
So 2009.
Imagine missing a decade.
Right. So he's not aware of this. He's not aware of this fan content, social media. Content phenomenon that we're going through.
Can't believe your dad doesn't watch Pom.
He doesn't watch any of it.
So I can just say he doesn't watch his son.
You know what he does?
No.
You know what he knows? You know what he knows? I'll tell you what he knows. Wouldn't have a clue about how to use YouTube, nothing, right? But then, if I go and see him, I'll hear on his phone, just say if I'm with him, say like 10 at night. I'll hear on the phone, I'll hear his voice. And then I'll hear another voice and another. What the fuck is he? He finds the old player interviews. He knows how to find the old. He knows how to find the old player interviews, and like from.
Bless him.
From when he watched them to seeing these players now, it's like 20 or 30 years. And I'd show him like, Dad, you know who that is? He goes, oh yeah, Trevor Keck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's Paul Melton. He just knows. He's just, and it's funny that it was nice for him to come back to the games this year, and he felt a connection because he'd come with me, he'd come with Michael, with my cousin, and he'd see other people, and I think that's the essence of what football is about and what sport is about. Is like the technology has maybe taken away that social element.
What was your dad's opinion on Michael drinking wine at a game?
He didn't have wine at the game this time.
Bollocks.
He didn't. He actually didn't.
He was there with his blue cheese.
He didn't. No, he didn't.
His cranberry crackers.
I will say he would say one word. Wanker.
I don't know if we've shown it. Have we shown when your old man's walking from the Fremantle game?
No, it's the Port game.
The Port game?
It's the Port Adelaide game. No, we haven't.
We'll show it.
All right, we can
show it, everyone. And this is his old man.
His old man.
And he's, oh man, what did he say?
He's asking Ken where his smile is. And every Port Adelaide supporter that's walking past, he just go in their face, pretenders. Pretenders.
I love it.
He loves his Carlton, mate. He loves his blue bag. He's been to five winning grand finals.
Mate.
Jealous.
All right, let's get this.
Shout out to Gina.
Let's get this moving.
We
went on that bloody.
Where we gone?
That was a big tangent.
But this is what it's all about.
I don't even know where we are now.
We've got a game next week. That's where we're at.
No, before that,
we got our votes.
We'll do some votes.
We haven't even put our votes.
Fuck knows, but I'll check my text.
You got him here.
Oh, thank you. Oh, well...
you might as well go first. Go for it.
Oh, well, I gave 1 vote, Jacob Wearing.
Yes.
2 votes, Big TDK.
Yeah.
3, Georgie Porgy.
Yeah.
4, Doc. And if you haven't got Kerner, it's 5. Like, honestly.
So, do you really even know?
Get out your Shakespeare.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to go 1 to 5 because we usually go 5 to 1, but Pommy's just changed.
Okay, all right, we go 1 to 5.
Now we're going to go 1 to 5.
I gave 1 to Brodie Kemp because I thought he had some nice defensive acts. Do you know how many spoils he had for the day?
No.
I need to check that. But anyway,
how many marks did he have?
He took a few. He reads the game so well.
He does.
Really reads the game so well. I had 2 for TDK.
Berdeus.
1 to Kemp, 2 to TDK, 3 to Doherty, 4 to Hewitt, and 5 to Charlie Kerner.
Nice.
So you could raffle off that 1 to a few.
Well, I gave 1 to Sard.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I liked his game day. I actually mentioned a few times, I go, that's how you use him. You know what I mean? There's a couple of times that's how you use him. So gave him 1, 2 to Kemp, 3 to TDK. Hewitt got the 4, and of course Kerno.
So Brodie Kemp had the 19 touches. He had 11 marks.
Yes,
trying to find his spoils. I don't think there's a number for his spoils
8.
here. He had 8 spoils. Had a lot of spoils. So one thing that I was looking at for him to improve was his pure one-on-one defensive craft, if that makes sense. And I think he's just a sample size of 1. It's made a big difference.
Fuck, the defence looks so much better
he's
now.
one that always looking for that short, aggressive option every time.
100%.
Every time.
Remember, Sauce thought he was a mid.
Yeah, sheesh. There you go. Straight to the back line.
St Kilda are a massive club.
Let's have a look at this.
They don't even deserve that chant.
So here's a leaderboard. I think this would be the same for most people. You know, Chera's on top, Walsh, and then Curnow. He was always third, but he's got further ahead than Cripps and McKay.
Nice graphic, by the way.
Yeah.
I like the graphic in the background, the image and the graphic.
Roccos fucking video editing from when we first ever did a thing and you thought a video camera was...
I didn't even know.
Black and white.
Yeah, didn't even know what it was.
I didn't know what to do.
Thought it was still the wind-up thing.
He had no electronics when I first met Rocco.
No, zero. I had no laptop.
You remember the wind-up cameras?
Now he's got...
Remember those plastic dispensable wind-up cameras?
You know the first couple of things we did was just on my phone. Not even an iPhone. It was just like...
Mate, I'm so proud of you. Seeing your development is just
listen,
insane.
it's not just all me, just quietly. Like, it is like Mars is a big one on the graphics, so he's definitely helped.
Mars, a couple of weeks ago. I'll fix the graphics when I get back.
That's fucking funny, man, when he said that.
Mars is all there like, next.
All right, what we're going to do is, before we go into next week's game...
Yes, what are we doing?
We're going to go into...
Totally ruined the show. I'm trying.
This one. No, we're not going to go into this one. We're going to go into...
Scroll up.
This
Before.
one, I reckon.
Okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is the one we want. 2, 1. Roccos Ranch!
Fuck, I didn't expect that. That was like sick. All right, listen, we're going to go...
Synchronised.
Yeah, it was perfect. Mate, you couldn't hear the 3, 2, 1 or anything on the...
No, not at all.
It was perfectly done. All right, I'm just going to be quick about this, right?
Short, sharp rant, okay.
It's going to be short, sharp. Who we play next week?
Collingwood.
We're coming to get yous, mate. I'm telling you right now, mate. Stuff all your Collingwood supporters running around hero-like March, June, July. Last week I said March premiers and someone goes, it's not March. Whatever. July premiers. You're a bunch of fucking hacks, mate, and we're coming for you. Not only do we play the game that you're playing, we're better at it and our players are better. So to all yous out there, mate, I'm telling you, we're quietly coming after you, man. And you're a little bit, I noticed a little bit shitting yourself, mate.
Twitchy bum time.
I wouldn't want to be 1 or 2% off, just quietly. I'm just telling you now. And I don't care that Walsh might be out. I don't really care about any of that. We're ready to rock and roll, mate.
You can see on Forever Rivals, Manny's tidied up the background.
Slowly. Yeah, he's tidied up the background.
Obviously did it through like nerds.
Do you feel that there is a sense of nervousness in the Collingwood camp coming into this game?
100%. Because it's
the talk now.
Now, if you beat us, you beat us. If you beat us, you beat us. But I guarantee 7, 8, 9 weeks ago when we played just last time, it was a different mindset.
Yep.
Now, all of a sudden, it's just a little bit, they're just saying a few things that are just making me think, ooh, are we a little bit worried there? Are we a little bit worried? And imagine losing to us. How bad would that be? Just imagine you lose to us. Just imagine.
They're talking a lot more than...
But you notice when someone talks a lot, what does that mean?
Scared.
Yeah.
Because usually you were doing like the Wiedering scenario before. When he wasn't playing well, he was pushing back. Now he's just walking away going, yep, no worries. And I think that's
I've done a bit of that, actually. I've seen a few comments and I've just...
Yeah. So...
What a game.
It's cute, though. They beat Port by 2. That's cute.
I know.
Yeah, that's cute.
I know. Last week there was like apparently 22 poor players out. That's
I've already seen some Collingwood fans going, but they had Jason Old-Francis. And I'm like, what, is he worth 48 points?
Yeah.
Maybe on his drinking drive.
Maybe his demerit points in that match. He's been got that many demerit points. So that is the game.
All right, but we have got a game next week, so it is
Have we? Who are we playing?
around Friday, 28th of July. Yeah, that's who are we playing?
Any good?
Whatever, 7:50. We'll all be there. Let's just go quickly into it. We don't know what kind of when we're filming this. We don't know who's going to be in and out. We don't know what's going to happen. But I'm assuming that Cripps and Chera are okay. I reckon they were rested. And Martin too. So the other one will be Walsh. We don't know what's happening. Always, yeah, but always will come in if he's ready. He'll come in for Motlop. The only other really little bit concerned, and when this is showing on because it's Tuesday now, right?
Yes, correct.
There could be more information on
Walsh
and all that, so we don't know what's happening. But to tell you the truth, I would normally really, don't get me wrong, I want him there. I would normally really be worried about Walsh not being there. Yep. I'm not so concerned. I'd have him.
He's a loss if he's not, obviously.
Of course.
That's just
I reckon we can cover him. I reckon we can just fish anyone out of the crowd.
Like I said, I'm very interested to see the mindset of both the supporter base and both sets of supporter bases and the players and the coaches for both clubs in the lead up to this game as
100%.
well.
I'm
just going to gauge the sentiment as we get closer to the game.
All I've got to say to the Blues, if I could address them,
Yep.
don't let that fucking filth spook you in that last quarter, right?
No.
Because that's what they did it to Port again. They spooked them, right? And they got those goals. Don't let them spook you.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. They're not that fucking good. Trust me, man. If you could be in front, that means they're not that fucking good. Why are teams getting spooked? Don't be spooked by them, man. I'm telling you, if we're in front, I think we've got this.
Richmond, isn't it?
What's that?
They've got that 2017 Richmond vibe.
Who?
Collingwood, just
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
they've got a gear. And
Yeah,
then it was,
they got that other
then
gear.
ironically, it was Collingwood in that 2018 final.
Yeah.
That instead of waiting for them, they shell-shocked them early.
Yeah.
And said, see how much you can come back by.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what we've got to do.
100%. So that's
Yeah.
I hate to say it, if I was addressing the boys, I'd be like, fuck the history. Forget about it. They're not our rivals. It's another team. It's
It should be like that.
It's last week. It's the
Well,
week
once you're on the
before.
ground, I think it's just
No,
another
but
thing.
I wouldn't even be building this up. It's last
Well,
week.
they got no choice.
It's
The rhetoric has been
no,
that.
no. I would be. It's last week. Port 30
Yeah,
in a row,
definitely.
unbeatable. This side can't be beat. Well,
100%.
what happened last time we played a side that couldn't be beat?
Yeah.
We didn't just beat them.
Walloped them.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Port fans
And
were
that's
back
it.
to sacking Ken Hinckley after we played them.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
No,
But
no,
the week
and
before, they'd already bought their Premiership Guernseys and were demanding the prison bars back.
Yeah,
So
don't be scared of them.
I feel that there's no fear with the group leading into
I
this
don't think
game
so.
now.
I think it's slowly, and don't get me wrong, there'll still be a little bit, we've still got to build, but I think we're building to a stage now where
These are two completely different games.
Yeah.
We're on top of the ground.
I'd be watching the Essendon game on repeat if I was Carlton this week. Watching Essendon versus Collingwood and seeing that they just stifled them in the centre, gained control, and Collingwood had to go into fourth gear. And look at Essendon now.
And they've had to go into fourth gear a few times. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Essendon have got the kicking ability at the moment of Usain Bolt.
Well,
do you know what I mean? Where
feels,
So we just got to go in and just play our game.
Play our game, yeah.
And I reckon Mano...
Take them on too. The way we've been taking on teams is like, I'm telling you, we got the game plan to beat them.
Here's a prediction for you.
All right, we're going to do predictions. You want to do your prediction?
If I don't know if you wanted to add.
Oh, did
add
I was
anything
going to
more,
say, I'd be thinking, just imagine round 21 going in, knocking pies off. Imagine the vibe at Carlton.
Round 21.
Like I said it as...
Oh, going into round 21. Yes,
So,
yes.
no,
Going into the next week after.
Imagine that.
Oh, yeah.
And I said it on your show, Overnight Crowd. I stand by it. Whoever wins this game on
You're gonna win
Friday
it,
wins
isn't
the
it?
flag. This is the... And I'll take... No,
He even did the tag in there.
and
That's when I know it's on, when he does that.
and before anyone comes at me in the comments, just imagine going into finals, this group of boys, and they're the last two sides to beat Port and Collingwood. The psychological edge that gives everyone, because let's be honest, Collingwood, runaway best side.
Oh, yeah.
this
It's
year.
not even
Port,
close.
Of course.
very close to the next best.
100%.
Psychologically, in Melbourne, I reckon we're the only side in the league that has the biggest show ponies for a final. Like, you could stake your house, Martin turns it on in a granny, or in an elimination final. You can tell Cripper, he's built for that, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's waiting.
Charlie,
Walsh.
Charlie would be like...
I still remember when he took that specky against West Coast. Oh, Charlie! That reaction is a bit.
Mate, Charlie... Can you imagine Charlie?
Yeah.
Final.
Have a listen to us, mate. 6 weeks ago.
Why not, but I've heard you say that. And
I know.
You're right. You're right. But we can only, just like when we were criticising after all those losses,
Who cares?
we were justified to criticise it. But are we justified now to be confident?
Yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely.
We just, at the moment...
Form dictates...
At the moment, and yeah, we got a big challenge, but we're not shying away from this challenge now. We're actually... And I've always said, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, I've always said, whatever the fans feel, I feel the club feels, you know what I mean?
Mate, spot on. We're a symbiotic
All right,
relationship.
so, in saying that, I'm quietly confident. And so I should be coming up against Colin. And I'm looking at the team, and they look quietly confident. I'm looking at the coach. He looks quietly confident.
I'm liking the rhetoric out of the...
Thank you.
From
Mate, so why shouldn't we be?
Week
Rocco,
to week.
amen. Do you know what I mean? Someone told Churchill once, you can't beat the Germans. And what do we sing now? 1 World Cup and 2 World Wars.
That's it.
So why not? Why not us? And tell you what...
And why can't we, like, enjoy... I've heard some, you know...
Heaven forbid we
enjoy a little bit
our
now.
time into something. Like I said on Monday, right? People fuck me off. Oh, you only beat the Eagles, right?
Nice.
Okay, if you're that type of person, when your son or daughter has their first shit, do you not run around the house with your shirt off going mental? Tell you what, my kids, when they've had their first poo on the toilet like a big boy, I have gone round the house. I have had chance. I remember David, when he first did his poo and wiped his arse, I was on top of him. Because I knew no more nappies. I was running down the streets kissing people.
You knew, right?
And I was like, but if you don't enjoy...
Because you know what was happening before that?
It was...
this. Can you wipe my ass there? Right? That was happening.
And the worst
You're doing that to someone else.
Mate,
now they're doing it on their own.
Mate, and the worst bit was you'd hear them on the toilet and you'd hear them get up and your wife wouldn't, so you sneak you sneak out. You're like coming in, like climbing off the back of the couch, and she's like, why are you going outside that way? No reason. But got to enjoy the little things in life, because before you go, I miss my son needing the toilet, because I find now when he's 8 and 9 he needs me less. Yeah, and I kind of miss the dad. Can you help me read this word?
No, I understand to read the word, but the taller bit we can just leave.
No, you kind of miss them being dependent on them. And it's the same with your football club. I remember Rangers being shit. I kind of miss Rangers being shit at times.
Yeah.
In League 3. Because we had nothing to be happy about, so all you had was each other. And like, look... Tell you what, wherever we finish at the end of the year, what a roller coaster!
Man, I'm telling you, I said a while back I didn't enjoy footy.
The old roller coaster.
And now, especially last 2 games, and I keep saying this, sitting next to my son, my daughter, right, watching them. Like Dylan, he's ecstatic, mate. Like he's just having such a good time. Because I almost feel bad that I made him follow Carlton at times. You know, you're going, oh man. Like, and now they're enjoying themselves. And now I'm sitting there, and the last 2 weeks, I've really had a good time at the footy. I just sat there and enjoyed it.
That's as well.
What's wrong with that? And last week, talking about that West Coast, last week with Port, I heard, but they had 7 players out. And I just go, all right, so they had 7 players out, so we were expected to win, correct?
Bookies didn't think so.
No, but we were expected to win. Everyone thought, well, you might win, and then we were expected to win, and we win by 10 goals.
Yep.
So I don't understand what the problem is. Like, we were expected to win.
Yeah.
We win by a big margin, and then you turn around and go, but they had 7 players out. I don't get that. I don't get that. We did exactly what we had to do.
Yep.
We did exactly what we had to do this week, and we'll do exactly what we have to do next week, I'm telling you. So
it'll be the first time they've probably got into a game not favourites for a while, the Blues.
Favourites against Port, favourites against West Coast.
You'd imagine Pies.
Well, favourites
against... It was a 50-50. It was actually flip of the coin against Fremantle. Favourites against Hawthorn. Favourites against Gold Coast.
Yeah, so...
And I think you have to look at this game differently because the half-forward dynamic is completely different in this game.
But you'd imagine the bookies are going to open the markets, aren't they? Pies favourites.
Yeah, so Collingwood are $1.50 favourite. Carlton's about $2.40, $2.50.
Really?
$1.60, $2.50.
So for those watching at home, if you remortgage and you put it on Carlton, it means you'll have 2.5 times your properties.
You'll have 2.5 houses
by Friday 10 o'clock.
Far out. That's
it. Missus is up your ass. You can be like that.
So we know who Pommy's tipping for this week at least.
No, look, Pommy's financial advice.
There you go.
Let's go into that. And let's be realistic about it.
Okay.
Predictions.
What do I think is going to happen? I'm making a bold one here.
Oh.
I think Carlton is going to Collingwood.
Oh, come back.
Yeah.
Really?
I think we're going to be down by 2 goals at 3/4 time.
Would you rather that or just punish them?
No. I reckon we'll run over the top of them.
Far out. That'll be sick, man. All right, I like that.
That's my bold prediction.
And then win just by a goal?
Win by a goal or 2. Yeah, a goal in between 2 to 3 goals. I think we'll run over the top of them.
That's nice. And then
That's
with a minute
the
to go,
opposite
be
way.
like 14 points up.
Carlton, Collingwood.
Would be nice, Cunners, to do a Jamie Elliott on it at the end from the pocket.
There's your
Or would you rather Kerno do it?
there's your headline. There's your headline for the game.
All right, I like
Carlton, Collingwood.
colonise them.
Carlton, Collingwood.
All right.
I like that.
It's up to you.
What's Pommy saying?
We know it's Carlton, but
Blues by 21.
Blues by 21. There you go.
I like it. 21's a good score.
Roccos.
It's going to be tough, but I reckon we're going to run away with it.
Tough, hard, rugged, and gutsy.
Imagine another
28
50 point.
points.
Imagine
28 points.
Yes.
I thought he was going to say 50. I was going to say, can you imagine another 50 pointer?
Jeez.
It's going to be 28 points.
If Carlton win by more than plus 40, I'll never wear clothes for the rest of the year.
So,
imagine when
our winning margin over the last 6 wins.
Can you imagine it? 6 50s in a row.
650.
Our winning margin over the
then
last 6
that's it,
wins
we're
has
done.
been.
It's
crazy.
Honestly, that's my promise to Carlton.
It's crazy.
I will do watch-alongs naked
Five.
if you win by 50 plus.
If you win by 50, you're going to do naked?
For the rest of the year, I will
But
wear
full on, or just you're going to do the top?
full on.
You're going to have the full
I
on. But
will
you're going to
say-
move the desk?
Mate, everything. Mate,
You're gonna need
Alright,
you're gonna need a shorter
You've
camera.
heard it first here on the Jumper Punch.
I will say this. I just forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know, 50, winning. All right. If you remember,
it'll
but what
come
we're
back
going
to
to
me.
do
Anyway.
is, while we're doing
Anyway.
that, we're going to move straight into this one here, if I can find it. And it's this one here. All right. Next most important team
Yes.
in the
VFL.
VFL.
Yep.
Let's go. Last week, I even thought we had a game when we were sitting here stumbling, trying to
I
find.
know we had the bye last week.
Yeah, I know.
105 to 69. The boys won.
Yeah.
Shock horror. Jackson Binns leading disposal getter on the ground. 31 at a goal.
Yeah. Who else?
Pitternet was all right. Marchbank was good.
Marchbank's the
Yeah.
other one, I think. Is nice to see.
There's no one else really pushing. I mean, look, we and Pommy I think mentioned it last week as well, and he's actually someone that I think I've definitely got a bit of time for him. Harry Lemmy.
Yep.
I'm liking what he's provided, so he's probably one to watch too. But yeah, it's not. Again, I get a little bit more joy sometimes watching the VFL than I do the
Yeah, you
AFL
say
because
that.
I just like the development. I like seeing young players come through. I like
And there's some people
potentially
that
seeing-
do like that. I
Well,
understand.
and this is the thing, if you watch the VFL religiously and follow it religiously, you kind of pick out blokes, maybe he can have a go.
Yeah.
And last year, for me, it was Cincotta. You and I were like, fuck, Cincotta.
Yeah, no, you did say Cincotta.
He's got all the things.
Or Cincotta.
Cincotta. He's got the right foundation to be able to maybe come into the AFL and have an impact, which he has straight away. So
Straight away.
He's fit. He's got a beautiful kick. He's tough, tackles hard. But I don't think there's anyone pushing the door down in the VFL that would suggest there would be a form change or anything like that. I think the only changes that are going to be made are the force changes from this weekend for the blokes who missed out last week. I don't think there's going to be any.
All right, just a couple. Did you say Durden got injured?
Yeah, shoulder. Don't know how serious it is though. But look, it didn't look good.
All right, so
It didn't look good. Sam Durden, who's coming off a hamstring strain as well. He was ahead of Lewis Young in the preseason. And I think he's still contracted.
Yeah.
I think he's contracted for next year. So there's ample coverage there if we need it.
Just talk about Lewis Young for a sec.
What about him?
He's no good.
I agree.
Like at all.
Forward.
Oh God. He can't lead.
But
He actually can't hit up at the ball.
It wasn't even that. There was a couple. There was a
I know
couple
where
of.
you're going with that. I know exactly where you're
But
going.
there was a couple of things I saw. Right, there was one. I think it was near the wing.
Yeah.
He went for the ball and he didn't bend down.
Yes.
He kind of went to
Yes.
try to kick it.
Yes.
And I said, that's lazy. Man.
It is.
There was one where he pulled out of a
He
contest.
did, yes,
as well.
that was-
And there was the other one where
he
he
did.
pulled out, and it was just laziness. And
And then he nearly killed Charlie.
And when I saw that,
Oh my God!
what are you doing, mate?
To be honest, he's a pure backman. He's a pure
Correct,
backman.
exactly.
He's a pure backman. And let's not.
But those efforts there just showed me something, you know.
Let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's not.
No,
reinvent
I agree
the wheel.
with that, mate.
Like Hudson O'Keefe, we missed him in the VFL report.
Yeah.
He
And
is-
seriously, what he almost did to Charlie, that's
Don't rest on that young kid.
Hudson O'Keefe.
Nick Austin sees something in him.
You know
which is
what? People get their knickers in a twist because Carlton can't develop a player. Ridiculous sentiment, but Hudson O'Keefe, his development since Murkoff has unfortunately gone down with his heart problems,
Yeah.
and taking on that ruck role so responsible.
Yeah.
He is adding some strings.
Not
forward.
easy. Not
Ruck
easy.
work is improving by the day, but his forward craft, he could be. He's got a bit of TDK in him, hasn't he?
Little bit.
TDK,
Little bit.
like that.
Very lanky.
But I think he could be a
Moves well.
forward. I think he's got that forward craft. Brian as well this week. First time he's had a decent game, which, if you've been watching my VFL reports, I've been criticising Dan.
And deservedly so. Deservedly so.
But
It's just
maybe-
mentality with him for me.
Maybe Holland's getting in the seniors again, has maybe given O'Brien the kick in the arse because
well, so he should. Because if
Because
that
that-
doesn't give him up the kick in the arse.
Nothing
that
does.
well, when there was no wingers, we started playing centreman back on the wing.
Mate, it's-
He was shit, but
Exactly.
fair play to him this week. He stood up,
And just like everything else we said, like, mate, this is what we expect from them.
Yeah, exactly.
We expect them to
actually,
try to make their way
I'll
back
just
in.
let people know.
And what
where we
else?
are
The
on
other
that.
one was, sorry, you just mentioned him, O'Brien.
Yep. So we are 8th on the VFL ladder with a healthy percentage too. So
Brian.
so that's that
beautiful.
basically. Did I miss out on anyone? I feel I've missed out on someone. I mentioned
It was
Pitternet.
good. I mean, Carroll had a very down game. He was very down this
Yeah.
week. Only a few cut.
Oh, and Plowman. Maybe.
And Plowman playing the Sard role is still bizarre. It's one of the more bizarre things you'll see in VFL.
I don't know.
Him getting a give and go handball is just hilarious.
Can I just say, though, every so often you'll get him sidestep a half forward, and I reckon that's career breaking.
Yeah,
Because
if
I
you've
was
been
a-
sidestepped by Lockie
If I was a
Plowman,
senior coach, even if you were Jamie Elliott, and he sidestepped you, I'd be like,
It's over.
I'd be like, who's that spot there? And they're like, it's Jamie Elliott. Delist him.
would never be an argument.
All right, listen. Is that it?
That's
Yep,
it.
there's nothing
All right.
too much to report.
You
They're
just-
in the 8, so
we haven't done this
Flaggers.
one for a while, but I just got a quick one I want to talk about.
okay. Okay, yes. What do you got for us?
All right. It's been in the news. I just want your opinion about it. And you have probably talked about it already, but it's this wild card.
Look, I know about it. It's Americanizing the sport, I guess.
So what's your opinion about it? Do you think that we should be looking into something like that? What about you, Pom? I know you've discussed it. What's your opinion about it?
I don't hate it, like everyone else does, but then again, like, change needs to happen in everything. I think you've got 19 teams coming in what, a couple of years now, Tasmania.
Yeah.
I think the AFL's plan's always been to 20, so I think it's just fast tracking it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it because I think that the big problem you've got now is there is teams that are blatantly tanking for picks.
Correct.
And not giving it all. Fremantle were a great example that, yes, one, their coach has got the coaching ability as Douglas Bader, as we talked about earlier. It's a problem for me. So I do like the fact that it keeps people invested.
Yep.
And let's be honest,
Like
the
it.
statistics of 8th winning the flag from 8th is fuck all.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
I think fuck all. 7th, they've done it a couple of times.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So, like, you're going to tell me that 10th are going to suddenly be a threat. I still think cream rises to the top.
Always.
It does. It does.
And
It adds to the fervour, it adds to the entertainment, it adds to the...
And that's what it's about.
The most stupid comment you'll hear is this: oh, if you're not good enough to be in the 8, you don't deserve to play finals. Well, it's just because 8 is the rule. Like, to a pond, should be whoever's number 1 wins it. Like,
Yeah,
Because of-
exactly.
because of the
because
soccer,
I think it's harder to finish 1 after 24 rounds than it is.
then it is.
over
to-
3 weeks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, I fancy winning the flag in a 3-week spurt from 8 as opposed to staying 1 from start to finish.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, let's be honest, I fucking hate Collingwood, but if Collingwood don't win the flag after the year they've had and the longevity, if they go the rest of the year, that's well harsh.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny.
Yeah.
I'll piss myself.
But how many teams
of
have done
course.
that? How many teams have
Yeah,
done
yeah,
that?
it's true though. It's
Like,
true.
And
Look at
we've got a unique
Well,
kind of...
Boston did it in the hockey.
No, but you look at Arsenal, the invincible year. Like,
Yes.
just imagine if Arsenal did that for 40 games,
and then
do you know what I mean?
Grand final lost.
Do you know what I mean? Fucking Chelsea.
Henry went down, Lehman goes down.
Do you know what I mean? Chelsea snipped them.
Yeah.
In the final, you'd be like, what?
Yeah, exactly. That's a fair point.
I don't mind.
Fair enough.
Be good fun, wouldn't it?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Then we can change chance. We're in the 10.
Yeah. I don't like it. I to me,
I do think 10 out of 18 is a lot, though.
and that's what I'm saying. There's too many. Like, what do we do next? Do we go to 12? What do we just make everybody in the finals and wait? You know
what? I think it was one of the Holden boys, John, or the other Holden.
His son.
John or Josh.
Josh. I think it was one of them who said I shouldn't joke about it, but I joked about it on the Blue Broads show, saying I'm all for having 24 rounds. Then we just delete the ladder and just do a knockout from 18. and one of them said, "Don't, Gil might hear you." I was like, why don't we just get to round 24 and go, psych!
That's it.
Now it really starts.
That's right.
Now it really starts. Cheers, boys.
Yeah,
We're all done.
You can do whatever you want, man. They can keep track. You know they're doing it because for them it gives them a couple of extra games and it's all good. Look, if there's 20 sides one day, so should it be half make the finals? Is that what you think? Whatever the number is, should it be half make the finals?
Yeah, I think I think 8 out of 18.
It's 8 out of 18 at the moment.
It's a good number.
It can't be 9, but 8. But what if it was 20? Would you be happy with 10?
I think the top half. You can understand it.
Yeah, top half I think makes
sense. You reckon?
But I mean, personally, if it was me, I'd limit it. I think there's too much football.
Yeah, I agree. I think there shouldn't even be 8.
I would love it if you. This is a long conversation, but I think that the fixtures is fucked. Yeah. So I think the fact that we have such a weird number of fixtures and Carlton can play Eagles twice.
Yep.
It's weird.
But that's the other problem.
But I think it warps the whole thing.
It warps
I would love the wild card round if you said, right, we're only going to have 17 rounds.
Yes.
Right? We're going to limit the regular season.
Yep.
We're going to weight it so the shitter teams get more home games.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So, North would get more home games than, say, Carlton because we finish wherever. I love that. Yeah. And then you say, right, we're going to add the extra games, though, the back end, so that becomes a knockout on... all games are at the G or something like that.
Yeah.
So, what about the idea of everyone plays each other once? And then we have like a 6-6-6. Yeah, your top 6, middle 6, bottom 6.
You're talking to me. I've been saying that.
You like that? And I like that too.
I think it's
because then I think you can decide what's going on. Oh, you got the top 6.
Fair.
I think
it's probably fairer.
And then you kind of got that knockout. I don't know what they're going to do with the bottom 6. Like, what would that be?
I think you should have like the Scottish League that we have it. So the top 10 would play in their own separate division after you played each other once, and then the bottom 8 play there. And I would have it so the pick 1 is a lottery. It's like the American system.
Yeah.
So
I
the
think
bottom team gets the most amount of tickets.
So I think it adds that question. If you're going to tank, which I think North are definitely tanking to try and catch up to Eagles.
Yeah.
I think Eagles have got an element of it.
To catch up with the Eagles.
But that's effectively how it is. But I think if you said to them, just because you finish bottom doesn't mean you get pick 1.
Yeah.
It could go to Hawks who are trying.
Interesting.
I think that would add an interesting dynamic.
But then still finishing bottom, you still got this incentive as you get more tickets, you know what I mean? So
but it's the risk, isn't it?
Exactly.
And then it goes to
I actually like it. I like the 6-6-6. I like it. And then that middle 6 can fight for those bottom 2 spots.
They just tell the AFL players to stop being precious and play fucking
wherever you go.
2 times each.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's a lot of games, man.
Don't also forget the entertainment aspect of
36 games of AFL football plus
30,
finals.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is a lot.
They're struggling now, man. I'm telling you, man.
Then you've got an issue of players' rights and contracts.
But forget about the rights.
I know, but
why don't you think 36 AFL games is a lot? 36, man. We're struggling we struggle to get through to 24 or 25
because the AFL's run like a bush league.
It's an interesting scenario.
You've got the VFL, which is basically professional sides versus postmen, as Frankston Games show, which then makes them just attack the players. You could make an American. I'm not saying Americanized, because I think that's disrespectful to Australia, but you look at America's models of their sports, which use your rules of drafts, massive lists with very quick replacements and injury replacements. So
I don't think we've got enough Do you think we can
100%.
get enough?
I think you could have an AFL 2 league where I would create a Category C player, which is anyone on your second list, your VFL, like Ben Croker.
But are we going to make the list worse? You know, like have we got enough quality players? How do you say dilute it? Are we going to dilute? Because already the bottom sides.
But that'll be the case for everybody then.
Yes.
No, but
So it doesn't really matter.
No, but I think every bottom 6 you've ever had since I've got here has just been appalling list lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're going to make a bigger, you're saying make a bigger list.
I would have your state sides, your VFL sides, in their own league.
Okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So every AFL club has a VFL side like they do now, but they're in one recognised league.
Yeah.
And I would have every player in them things able to come up to the seniors in a Category C. So cap it at 8 players. But
I still think we won't have the quality of player.
But it doesn't matter because everybody's going to have that.
At the same.
No, but then you'd have a quality second tier, which would also be an avenue for your play. Because the mid-season draft, biggest Mickey Mouse hocus pocus thing ever. One player a year is good. Jai Newcomb. For every Jai Newcomb, you've got 25 Josh DeLucas.
Exactly.
Right? Why don't you have that there? Get rid of it and just give a professional VFL, because it's taking 18-year-olds out of state league football far too quickly. That would be selling tickets at your Frankstons, at your Wellerbys.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
So they could earn it and come through the draft next year.
Plus they're attached to a professional...
Maybe. Good discussion point. Good discussion point. I like it.
Good stuff.
I like
Good
it.
AFL talk.
I like it.
Good chat, lads. Good chat.
All right.
You
know who's not second tier?
Who's not second tier? Schnitz.
Schnitz, Northlands.
Garden of Eden.
Now, who's the Garden of Eden?
Sad.
Okay.
See, this is where we went Kerno.
We went because Garden of Eden's paradise.
Yeah.
He's paradise.
I think watching Sad play is paradise.
Fair point.
Kerno's more brute strength and ignorance.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
Sad
fair
is
point.
grace.
That's a fair point.
Isn't he?
Yeah, but we kind of went for...
If you ever get to spend time with Sad, he's the most calming influence you've ever seen.
I've spoken to Sad, and you're absolutely right.
Spice of life.
See, we went either Motlop or Martin.
Jack Martin.
So what do you reckon, Spice of life?
Who's got a bit of character at the football club?
Brendan Rodgers.
No,
great character.
I'm fucking sold out. Spice of life, who's got a little bit of energy at the football club?
That's a good question.
Chinkora.
Oh, I like that. I like that spot. Yeah, I like that call. I like that call.
We can take that. We did say it was the
I like that call.
So you can have anyone you want. What about the status quo? Who's the status quo?
Doc.
Ooh, okay.
See how he looks at it differently.
I love it. That's the best.
We went completely different.
We went Sam Walsh status quo.
Yeah,
just does it.
I think, status quo. I'll be thinking of someone that toes the line, good pillar of the community.
Okay, I like that.
I think
like
Doc is like the perfect dad, perfect husband.
Love it.
You know who's not status quo?
Our mate. Me, 50 years.
Alcuni melinciani sono, ragazzi, sugo di salsa e melinciani a neve.
Pasta with sauce and eggplant.
Melinciani
Is
viola.
that aubergine?
Aubergine,
in capo una
eggplant,
lenticchia di mudrica turrata, ragazzi. Lista este proprio internazionale. 1, 2, 3 alle 123, com'è?
Neve in Italian means snow. Like it's snowing.
Senza cucchiarina, tutte alla
He asked for
grande.
a spoon.
Buon prato ragazzi, buona domenica. Addivettetevi, facetevi le bagne. Vedremo come.
He's loving it.
È la melincianida, ragazzi.
The eggplant, the aubergine.
Internazionale.
That's me in 50 years.
Yeah.
That's you now.
That's me now. But let me just say, that bloke enjoys
Eating.
eating.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's the best, man. I love it.
While you do this,
I've never seen anyone have the aubergine in anything other than a moussaka.
no, it's in pasta, fried as well. Mate, amazing. I need to have a break.
I'll have a break. Let's do it.
You do it.
All right. We're back.
We are back.
This week, we've got one of the big past players.
Big. How big?
Wow. His hair was big. because he was named Rod Curly Austin.
Yes.
So let's have a look at some of these highlights.
Now this is the father
This
of
is
our list manager at the moment, Nick. He's a good cricketer, Nick. Very
Look at
good
him.
cricketer.
In the early 70s.
How's the footage? It's like World War II.
There's Robert Walls. Look at him.
Wolsey?
There we go. A bit of colour. They coloured it in. Look at that. Now, look at this. He had the most unique kick.
The double hand drop.
Well, it wasn't just a double hand drop.
What's your kick about?
No, proper Sandra Foley. Lace it. Lace it.
Look at him go. Look at this. He used to love the spin.
Funny how it comes around
Look
from
at the
the
kick.
circle. Oh, jeez.
But very, very, very effective.
That Lee Matthews?
He bet Lee Matthews a few times. He pushed him around. Look at this. Shut up.
Left-handed? Left-footed? Right-footed?
No, he's a right footer.
He's both.
Look at the tackle.
Ambidextrous. Look, here we go on the left. Ready? Hey, bounces with his left. Bounces with his left.
It's like watching a young Jack Martin, isn't it?
It's
And he kicked a few goals. He actually having a bit of a competition with Dawes.
How's the celebration?
He loved it.
Shearer. Gone full Shearer, that.
Knock on by Bolton, not successful. Austin intercepting beautifully for Carlton, just about caught.
It's almost like a little scoop stab.
Yeah, look at it.
Well, he talks about it, how he does those kicks.
Like a little stabby.
Blackwell and his opponent collide.
Very good, man. And at the time, man, look at this. Turns around, kicks a goal.
Puts it through for his first goal.
Couldn't have been much easier for Curly.
Curly.
The kick in almost
Shut
to
up,
centre wing, that one.
mine.
Unfortunately for the Swans, a good mark dragged in.
Straight away. Oh, it's
Yeah,
a bit of
give
like
the hands,
Carlton
it's-
these days.
yeah.
Just quick handballs, mate. Look at this goal.
Beautiful spiral pass.
His ball drop was
So he explains what he does.
very odd. But everyone's got their unique kind of thing that
Yeah,
they
very
do.
unique. Very unique.
Oh,
No. Still going, Curl.
Sandy Roberts.
Look, beats Jacko.
Jacko's a psycho. Yeah, strange kick. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He found his targets.
The full forward position, Buckenara.
Is that what sponsors that? Hookers. Did you see that on the sideline? It just said
But
hookers.
isn't Hookers a
What were they?
real estate?
Oh, was it? Oh, LJ Hookers. Yeah, that's right. LJ Hookers, you're the best.
There you go, mate. 220 games, 20 goals, 72 to 85. Premiership player in 79.
Yep.
Carlton Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Now, he missed out on the 81 grand final for injury.
Yep.
Misses out on the 82 grand final for the weirdest injury just before the grand final.
Which was?
What was?
What was he? Oh,
Oh,
well,
he
explain
explains it.
I don't want to ruin it, sorry.
And, well, I've got it here, so I'll tell you. He got, after the preliminary,
Yeah.
Sunday,
Yeah.
your stupid game there, soccer, that they do on the Sunday. Let's have a bit of a friendly game. He's been injured kind of throughout the season, so they're
Right.
trying to like protect him. Parkin says to him, just go in the goals, don't do much.
Yes.
Ball's rolling towards him,
Oh, no.
just goes to pick it up. Frank Marcazzani knees him straight in the bloody thigh.
Oh, my God.
That's it. Didn't play.
Oh.
Wrecked him. Couldn't even bend his leg anymore. Just a stupid thing, you know. So.
Oh, well.
keepers are protected.
Yeah, they are.
But he said even in the interview, he goes, "But I won one." That's the main thing, you know. So he
Good on
coached Fitzroy from 89 to 90. And he was part of, there was going to be the big merge between Fitzroy and the Doggies at the time. So he was all part of that.
We'll
And
chat
also
about
coached the
mergers
Vic
before.
side in 94-95 and was there when Teddy did his last. He was part of that. So, look, it's a good interview.
What do they call
I
that?
found it really...
Lap of honour.
Did the lap of honour. And it's actually in the interview, he talks about it. He talks about especially that period between... I found that, I know it's a current thing, but it was interesting when he went to Fitzroy. Because Fitzroy, like...
Yeah, they were the doldrums.
Was bad.
Finished.
He
They were
explained
done.
some of the things they were doing.
Yeah.
I think he said either the the boys' training room or something was an old urinal.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was just that bad, you know.
Yeah.
And then they had the whole thing, and he was.
Did he speak about his son?
No, we didn't really speak. I didn't think it was. Well, what are you
Yeah,
going to
you're there
ask him?
to
Like,
talk
what are you
about
going to
that.
ask him? Like, oh, why did he pick up that player?
Should I? Are we getting Gresh?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, so no, so I didn't really speak about that.
Nice,
so
good
let's
stuff.
have a look at this 5-minute clip. Bang.
Buried deep within a cemetery, I will fight, never wary. I wanna be legendary. Till I'm dead and buried deep within a cemetery, I will fight, never wary. I wanna be legendary. I'll be last place, that's alright. I don't work at a fast pace. I'm a steady horse creeping up straight past.
And here we have him, Rod Curly Austin.
Curly.
How are you, mate?
Good, thanks.
Actually, Curly, great to have you, mate.
Thank you.
By the way.
Thanks, Vince. Yeah, no, happy to be here.
I'm interested to know who was curlier, you or Vinny Catoggio?
Oh, no, Vinny had me covered by...
You reckon he had you covered?
By half a hair.
So how come you got the...
I was there before Vinny, so that's why I started just before Vin by probably a year or so.
Yeah.
And
there you go.
And the nickname stick through Big Nick, I think.
He gave you the nickname?
Yeah, he gave me the name, so and it picked up pretty quickly, and so it was Curly, and which my kids, friends, and their and our grandkids now find really funny because they only see me with short no hair virtually, and so they all call me Rocket when they hear Curly. They all start pissing themselves laughing. So, and I played my first senior game. I was still under 19. Yes, because my birthday fell. And Jack Rat said, "Oh, look, it took us a bit of time. You know, you're getting the ball." He said, "But your kicking style, which everyone talks about,
I don't
made
think there's
us wonder."
anything wrong with your kicking style at all.
And that's what Jack said. It took us a while to work at the fact that you got the ball, and it got there. It got where it went most times.
It was actually a very accurate kicking style.
So,
but it looked
awkward.
It looked awkward. Yeah.
And that held me back for a little while. And they did try and change it.
Yeah.
They actually tried.
That's funny how they tried to change it.
And they tried, and I just because it had been so ingrained. I didn't know.
Broke?
I didn't know I had an unusual kicking style until I got to Carlton.
Yeah.
Because all through junior.
No one ever said anything before.
No, not at all. And then they.
So explain how you used to. I
used to hold it sort of on an angle backwards and just give it a slight twist, not as bad as Carl Ducci, but a slight twist, and it was but it did get there eventually. Yeah.
Jezza really got you going for that grand final. He really got you fit.
Oh yeah, we were super fit. I mean, but it was tough. And everyone thinks Jezza was a great orator, because we'd come out, and we'd come out in the third quarter and we'd blitz them all, or the last quarter and we'd blitz them, and always going towards a heat.
So he gave you like this speech. He had
no. All he said was, "You know what's going to happen if you lose." And what would happen was we'd be out there doing a bit of pretend kick and you get the balls and kick. You don't need these because you can't get them.
Yeah.
So we're just going to run. And we'd do...
was that in training,
so we'd do 10 400s.
Yeah.
So you'd have two groups going different directions. And 10 400s in 90 seconds rest. 10 800s, 3 minutes rest.
Yeah.
Then we'd do one-on-one contesting. So I'd be on like Bruce Toole.
Yeah.
And we'd go from goal square to goal square, Jezza running backwards, just throwing the ball, and we'd have to give it back to him and pushing the ball out. We'd have to compete for the ball. Right down the ground. If you didn't properly, he went back again. And then we'd just do Indian file. And the most we did one training session was 21 laps. Wow. So we did 10 4s, 10 8s, one-on-one contesting, and 21 laps Indian file.
Wow.
Came back, and then the merger.
Well, yeah, and then that all of a sudden happens, and I find that interesting because I've looked into this, right? So this merger's about to happen, but it's Fitzroy who push it. Like, it's Fitzroy who wants to...
They want to get married to you.
Yeah. Fitzroy,
like you think about it, because...
But coaching at Fitzroy...
in survival mode.
Coaching at Fitzroy, like the training ground was at 7-Eleven, played at Princess Park, and the administration was in Fitzroy.
Yeah.
So, and like pre-season, you're carrying weights around in your boot on the car.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
The players' meeting room was a converted urinal toilet in the South Melbourne grandstand.
That's how bad it was.
The change rooms are very poor. So It was just not like Carlton.
No, interesting. And one of them was with was Teddy Whitten.
Yeah, that's a Ted Whitten game.
Is that the one when he did
the lap around the oval? So
you were the coach that day?
I was coaching that day. So
that would have been pretty special for you.
Yeah, it was. No, it was amazing. Although we didn't see the lap because we were inside.
Did you see Teddy? Or
he came around the rooms beforehand. Yeah,
right.
He actually came around the rooms, and Danny Frawley had been designated to look after him. And I knew Ted Junior from the Footscray days.
Right.
So the Bruce Duel. Who kicked the most?
Who did kick the most?
Oh, he kicked 21.
Yes.
He kicked 21, but I argue he played 340 odd games. I played 220.
That's right.
So if you look
the
at
average,
proportionally, I've kicked more by 0.5, 0.05 to point.
Pound for pound, you're the better goal kicker than bloody Bruce Doyle.
Exactly. and he still disputes it.
Oh, there it is. There you saw him. He talks about all that. I found it fascinating, not only about the Carlton stuff, but all about the Fitzroy stuff when he was there, and also about the state game was very interesting with Teddy and that. Yeah. So it was a really good play. Now you saw he talks about the ball drop.
Yeah.
So he always had this thing where he'd get the ball and he'd hold
curl,
and he'd curl it backwards and kick it. And it was never a problem till he got to Carlton. And then they go to him, "What's with the ball drop?"
It doesn't matter how you do it as long as it hits the target.
And at the end of the day, he used to hit the target. So and so it all worked out. But it did look very very.
Oh, well, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So there you go. So everyone catch that tomorrow night. 8 p.m.
Yes, correct. Yes. Very good.
All right, let's
Next.
go into this one here.
What is this?
Ooh, yes. Have you got banana?
Always.
There's a million bananas.
You got a banana always.
Banana
of the week. Proudly sponsored by Merino Bros. Spend $60 before midnight. You get free shipping the next day to your door, wherever it is.
I like it. Do you want to go first?
No, I'm happy to go first.
No, the guest goes first.
Hey. SPS.
That's fair enough.
What a complete wet wipe that guy is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Gave him his start, and all he can do is hit shitty little 10-metre passes and
he did kick a goal.
Drill people's heads into the turf.
He did real and I think the crowd gave it to him.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
bad. It was like the booing was phenomenal.
Loved it as well. Ollie Holland's first to remonstrate with him.
Oh, was he really?
He was.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a. I didn't like that. I don't like that.
There was a bit of malice in that.
Yeah, there was. You could tell there was.
It's a shame he never showed any heart for us.
Yeah, well, that's what we say about a lot of them, man. They go, "Why we should show that when you were with us." Yeah.
Oh well.
Goringe, what's his name?
Goringe.
He fucking wish he showed as much fucking passion as he does.
You know who said that. I remember I told you who said that.
Yeah. But yeah, right, SBS, yeah. So look, he's copped it. He's definitely copped it, yeah. And he's definitely he was a banana that yesterday or the day before.
Agree with that. Yeah.
Could argue ever since he got picked up.
Well, he hasn't really fulfilled much, but
no. Anyway.
Oh well.
Fuck him.
Thank you.
He plays for West Coast.
What's his career percentage win rate?
We thought Simpson was bad.
Not a lot.
Probably about 12.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a lot.
You went from Carlton being so terrible, and then you went to like
West Coast. Well, he was. Voss tried to keep him there. Remember, and just
SPS.
Do you think he was?
I wonder what he'd be like.
Right?
I don't know. Who knows?
Like,
wonder what he'd be like under Voss.
We talk about putting them in the right position and that. But let's be honest, he wasn't a terrible footballer. Yeah. I thought he was a good footballer, or he was a decent footballer. Was he played in the right position? Do you think we did him a little bit of a disservice?
I think Bolton, particularly Teague just had an obsession with finding positions for players to play. It's almost like.
So where do you think
Teague ruined him?
I think half. I think you look at his first year under Bolton, half forward. I think the natural progression was to go on the ball.
Yeah.
But
remember that game? Everyone remembers that game against the Doggies. Yeah. We had the 37.
Teague had that obsession with back pockets, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, he was like Oprah Winfrey with the car with back pockets. You must have seen training. You're a back pocket. You're a back pocket.
That's right.
Everyone's a back pocket. Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Kev Paulson became a back pocket at one stage.
I am surprised Cripps never played back pocket. Like Cripps Cripps wants to thank his lucky stars. He's not
He wasn't there for a little bit longer. He would have found himself.
Do you know what I mean? Cripps must be the only one who wasn't playing back pocket.
Did you just see Cribs, Kerno, Mackay all in the back pocket?
There's been people calling for Harry Mackay to play
in the back.
back.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Did you see Kerno line up at full back against West Coast? He lined up behind the ball late in the game.
Who, Ed?
Nah, Charlie.
Did he?
He was bored.
Yeah, he lined up at full back.
I missed that completely.
I think he went up to Oscar Allen and just said, mate, this is where you're supposed to be.
I'm going to show you something.
Come with me. Come with me, brother.
All right, I like it.
My banana of the week, and I don't want to slam her because she... Kelly Underwood.
You know, can I, before you say it,
look, I don't want
lucky she didn't commentate his 10th goal, but she would have ruined it forever.
I don't even know what to say.
Is that her fault, or is it who does the footy? 10-7? Fox. Is it Fox's fault?
Maybe. It's probably both. A bit of both. It's hard to listen to.
It's very hard.
It's hard to listen to.
You know, it was funny because Dylan goes to me, when he saw the 10th goal, he goes, I hope Kelly didn't fucking piss him off.
Like, when I
then he listened to it and he goes, he goes, she didn't do it.
Watching the replay and then looking at highlights, just...
You have to mute it. It's really bad.
You have to have a certain voice when you do. As a caller and as a...
But are all Australian commentators, no disrespect, they're all shit?
I'm not saying anything.
Honestly, pal.
There are a lot of people.
Like I would say
now or always.
Put it this way: there are a lot.
Rex Hunt, come on, mate.
Yeah, Rex
Hunt.
No,
I think like Rex Hunt's got personality, which is rare in Australian entertainment to have personality.
What about Bruce?
But then I think you've got some wonderful commentators. Richie Benner was
Richie, of course, absolutely.
But I just genuinely think that you give positions for no reason. I completely agree. I think you get positions because of who you are and also if you played in the game, and I think that half of the Australian pundits who are sportsmen don't deserve that job.
But I think some of the old timers are like, as I said, like Rex and
I also think some of the players who were played pre-2000 shouldn't be doing that job as well.
Analysis, no.
Do you know what I mean?
They're horrible.
Like commentating?
Yeah, commentating and doing punditry. I think
you've got to look at other sports. It's actually
shocking. The game has moved on so much. Like even
so, all right, let's go through a few. What about Brian Taylor? What do you reckon about Brian?
No,
I like him.
No,
as an entertainer,
no.
I don't mind him on Triple M.
I think he's too obsessed with trying to be funny. You can tell he's trying to be niche. Where Rex was naturally barmy. You can imagine going round to Rex's for a beer and
it'd be the same thing.
Just as it's time to kick you out, he's starting to go like he's actually getting the fat lady singing before he.
It's a lot of it's just
That's all right. Obviously, I like Brian. Of course, I like the Rex and I like the old timers. These days, I don't listen to much commentary.
Over sanitised sometimes as well.
It's pants.
Yeah, I agree.
Really pish.
Yeah.
What about Paolo Sebastiani?
He's very good.
Yeah,
don't
could be one of them.
He's got. I don't mind Paolo.
Yeah,
that's with or without our friendship.
Yeah,
same answer.
Oh, with the friendship, I reckon without, I wouldn't like him.
I'm handing this over quickly before this gets out.
With him, fucking shite. If he was a random, I'd be like, "That was brilliant, love him."
All right, I'm going to go different. I'm going to get away from the footy.
Okay.
And this is going to be a world event. Let's have a look at it.
A world event.
He's got a camera.
Let's have a look at it. Okay.
Oh, these idiots. You absolute buffoons. Look at this idiot.
That's the best. I love it. Look at this.
You are a buffoon.
And they're smiling. Wait till they amputate your hands. I don't know what they're saying, but they're saying we're idiots. You know what's funny? They're wearing the safety vest.
So they're the Just Stop Oil protesters?
Yeah.
That have glued or concreted their hands to the pavement.
They mix some sort of like concrete. Yeah. And that together. And apparently that bonds, man, that they use that to put Jesus Christ to the cross. That's how strong this stuff was, man. And I'm telling you, they reckon, I don't know what's happened to them, but they're saying that they're going to have to amputate their hands.
Or lose fingers and stuff.
Whatever. They're going to try to take off as much, but it's going to be damaged now. I'm going to say something. First of all, big bananas.
Yes.
You're a bunch of fucking idiots, man. Not just bananas, right? But can I just say something with all these protesters? This might be my rant. Can I just say something about these protesters?
Of course you can.
Seriously, right? The ones at the cricket or the thing throwing the dust or throwing that.
Yes, of course, yes.
You guys have taught me nothing. After you've done that, I know nothing about your cause. I'm no more educated.
Yep.
The only thing you've done is make me hate you more.
Correct.
So instead of being a hero and gluing it, because I still don't understand what they're protesting about. I understand it's the oil thing and that, but I'm not educated any better to go to their side or have some sort of sympathy for them. I've got none of that. I just hatred. So instead of doing that, how about you educate the people?
I agree.
And then maybe we can move forward, right? So you've actually done nothing but made it worse for yourself. Because no one cares. No one cares. So there you go. There are my bananas of the year. They could be close to bananas of the year.
Good one.
I don't think you can top that, to be fair. SBS is fairly pale in comparison.
Yeah.
Well, imagine that. You're people, normal people walking around, next thing you know, hey, Stumpy. That's what they're going to be. They'll be scratching themselves like that. Dickheads.
And you know what's funny?
No idea what
they're protesting oil, but the stuff that's going to try to get their head, they're going to need a drill full of oil to get the...
So, and the stuff they use, they have to actually mine the oil to make the stuff they use, you know. And then how did they film this on their phone? Which all the stuff inside had to be mined.
It's just
like it's mind blowing.
It is mind boggling.
Let's go into this one here.
Ma di che cazzo stai a parlare? Ma di che cazzo stai a parlare a te? Che bello! Ma che cazzo sta a fare? Ma che cazzo sei? Ma che cazzo? Ma che cazzo ne so?
3, 2, 1. Ma che cazzo!
Yes,
He's done it well.
No, he done it well, but it's still a bit of that.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah, he hasn't got
Can
that.
you try and do the wrist flick
Can you
instead?
do that? It's
yes, yeah. Well done.
But don't do this.
I've been
because that means you want to eat.
That's Indian for you want to eat.
Yeah.
And that's a makakatsu in the time.
I've been married for a long time though, so my wrist dexterity isn't as good as it used to be.
No, it's gone. That's true. That's true, but that's good.
That's why I'm always happy.
That's good.
That threw you, didn't it? Different vibe to what you usually get on this show.
No, not really. No, you're just continuing on the vibe.
My wrist dexterity is not what it used to be.
It was very poshly, but...
Most of our show, I can just imagine the people watching it, they're always face planting. Is it palm? What is it?
Palm to the head.
What, did he really say that? No. Yes, we really.
I can hear the collective groans and sighs of the audience.
Wait till you see the makakatsu I've got today.
Oh God! All right.
Right, so this is all one big theme, kind of.
Okay.
So and it kind of continues on with the protesters.
Okay.
Right? It's the world we live in now.
All right. Okay. It's the world we live in now.
I'm excited.
All right. You always deliver on these things.
Yeah. Let's get the first one.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
So I just got yelled at for asking a very reasonable question. So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time?
Time blindness.
And then the person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else. And then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me and saying that accommodations for time blindness doesn't exist. And if you struggle with being on time, you'll never be able to get a job, provided you're trying your absolute best to be there. And then they're like, your stupid generation wants to destroy the workplace. And yeah, I think that a culture where workers are just cut off because they struggle with being on time, when there's other solutions that we can look to, I think that just anybody who thinks it's okay to just treat people like that, yeah, that culture needs to be dismantled. And then to think, I'm entitled. No, if people think it's okay to treat others like this, that's entitlement.
Time blindness.
That can't be fucking real.
I've got to write that one down.
Look, I've had this discussion before where I don't know if these things are real, but I'm going to assume that if that's not real, there's someone out there that's real.
Rocco, that can't be real.
I'm telling you, man. Have you seen the shit? There was people that concreted their hands to the thing, and you reckon that's not real?
time blindness.
Mate, honestly, I say this a lot, and I'll say it to my kids. I struggle to understand how society is going down the shit so quick when we have things like social media that can eradicate depression.
No, but it makes it worse.
No, but it should eradicate... Like, if you actually said to me 20 years ago where I saw kids who had no friends and lived out in the country,
Yep.
and I was thinking, how do they get... Like, as I've got older, I've always thought that guy lived nowhere near anyone, so he must have had such a horrible life that he had no brothers and sisters. People picked on him at school, and then he went home just to his parents, thinking, oh, imagine if he had the internet though. Like, you could have friends in America, play Fortnite. Then I look at it and I just think that them protesters are what's wrong with the world, right? That everything is action, nothing's action anymore. It's get on Twitter and write a soppy little, oh, please don't beat women up, right? Or don't hate gay people, or don't be racist. And no one thinks, you know what, I could fucking be the action today. So you know what, my mate, he shouted at his wife the other day. I'm going to fucking call him out. I'm going to go and have a beer with him and say, mate, you ever speak to your missus like that again, I'll fucking lamp you. I don't like that. And actually have real life action. Like the oil protesters, how about, like you said, why don't you stop fucking any oil products, anything that needs petrol? Stop eating avocados that get flown in. Go local 100%. Produce. Why don't you then set the example to your kids and then go to schools and say this?
Well, it's a Jordan Peterson, isn't it?
Generate.
Look after your bedroom before you can look at...
And this is what fucks me off, like, you know what I mean? I hate society. I hate Twitter because everyone is quick to call other people out. Or like that woman there, change it for me. How about you get a fucking watch? This is
put the alarm on.
No, my pop used to say to me, because he was in the services and fought during the war, if you're 10 minutes early, you're late. He always used to say that to me. So he used to set my watches 15 minutes fast. And that's how I got into a habit of being on time, because he was like, if you shit yourself when you're on time, you're late.
That's right.
But he was like, you're actually early. But your mind will get into need to 100%. Be there early. I am that. Honestly, that is society.
Well, wait till you see the rest of them now. If you think that one was bad,
she's ground. If my kids did that, honestly, they'd be grounded for weeks.
That's
All right, let's go to the next one. This one here, I almost call this one here.
I'm scared.
This is the new.
Oh no, I can see the.
Well, this is the Collingwood cheer squad by the looks of it.
That first one can't be fun.
All right, let's have a look at the second one.
Do I want men to be attracted to me? Do I want women to be attracted to me? Do I want anybody to be attracted to me? But do I want strangers to think that there's a pretty good chance that I'll bite them if they get too close to me in public? Yes.
Now the silence is everything.
But I like her. If that sounds I'm going to be honest. If she's genuinely content, couldn't give a fuck. Like, she's not harming anyone.
No, she's not. But it's just it's
bizarre.
It's bizarre.
But like, fair play to her as long as she's.
Yeah, but to say that, do I want people to think I'm going to bite them? Like,
that nasal cavity's been harmed.
But like the first one, deeply offends me on a core.
I prefer the second one.
The first one deeply offends me.
But she doesn't prefer you by the looks of it.
Because she wants to watch.
She doesn't want no one to like.
No, but the difference, the second one doesn't want anyone to change for her. The first one wants me to be like, if we arrange to be at 9 o'clock, but you come at 10, that's fine. I need to change my philosophy. The first one is like, she doesn't care. And I'm with the second one, because that's how I feel. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, I agree. That's a fair point, actually.
The first one, she wants me to change.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
No.
The first one wants, like, what the fuck? Why do you need accommodation? You're not disabled. Like I understand. Like, I don't.
No, but she wants accommodation. No. She wants to.
My brain is trying to comprehend when she said, "Do you have accommodation suitable for time-blind people?"
Yeah,
right?
time-blind. But they've made up a phrase.
No, but how does being late affect where you fucking sleep? Like,
that's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
She probably wants a cheaper or.
No, but if you said, "Oh hi, look, I got hit by an IUD during Iraq, and I've lost a leg. So do you have wheelchair access?" That's understandable.
Yeah.
Because that needs fucking being late. Somebody's got a bed. Like,
but it's about her work. It's about her getting a job too.
No, but she was talking about accommodation.
Yeah, the accommodation. But then her friend said, "You'll never get a job," and she goes, "Oh,
no, but that's like saying like that's not even a fucking like. I can't understand how you'd sleep any different if you're late.
Well, you can't.
No, it's fucked.
Like the only thing, like reword it. Do you have late check-in? That's the only way that could be a thing.
Have a late check-in. That's
Time
right.
blindness.
Do you know what I mean?
She's
You know what? I'm a train driver. I might go into work and say, listen, I've got time blindness.
The 5 a.m. arrives at 9 a.m.
What
happened to it?
Mate,
Don't know.
We have a rule at work, and it's actually adhered to, and some people, when they hear the story, say it's illegal, but trust me, it's not. I find ways around it. But if you book me in for an appointment, there is a $5 fine for every minute you're late.
Yeah.
And I start that timer 5 minutes before the meeting. If I sit in the office and I'm on my own, the ticker starts.
Yeah,
Why the fuck am I
I'm a big thing
exactly,
on time.
Why am I
It's very
entertaining myself
important.
for 5 minutes?
True.
I'm around myself all the time. I know I'm entertaining.
All right, what about this one here? I call this one Giddy Up because
I'm
Giddy
fucking
up.
scared.
Giddy Up, you know, like
course.
everyone wants
Giddy
to
up,
do a
I like
sport.
the racing.
I feel
and,
like
there's
this
that,
is bad.
There's the equestrian.
Yeah.
Is it? So what do you need for equestrian?
A horse.
Yeah, you need a horse.
A
you
jockey.
Need, like, the jockey.
Saddle.
Maybe the saddle and all that, yeah?
Reins.
Some boots.
Some boots. Something
Yeah.
to jump over.
Do you?
Them horse
you?
pants.
You do need horse.
Do you
Them
really?
horse pants.
Well, not all the time because the
Do you?
horses can go.
But do you
And-
really?
I'm scared.
do.
Let's have a look.
You do need something to jump over. Why? Why?
She's really getting into it.
Why?
I have never been as invested in anything in my life as that second woman. Look, she's really...
How do you rate this?
Is she actually dressed up in dressage?
Yeah,
But
you gotta
wearing
dress up.
red sneakers?
Now, what's this one?
Oh, she gave a little. She gave the fist bump. She gave a Curly Austin. That was Curly Austin.
Mate,
She gave the curly Austin.
mate that first one jumping over, she gave it large.
Shit, mate.
I've got a lot of time for that.
That's.
That woman changed my opinion on what I saw because she was having
She
fun.
gave at least she gave
Mate,
everything.
she was having fun. I felt...
Actually, we're not seeing that. At least they're having fun.
Yeah, at least they're having fun.
Mate, 100% not hurting anyone. Kids do more of that. Less graffiti, more of that.
A strange thing.
Let's get into
Very odd.
Let's get into the next one, which is
Okay.
even stranger.
Oh, God, it's just
can I
getting
give
worse
you
and worse.
what it's called?
Yeah.
Bonus hole.
I'm scared.
Oh God.
They are trying to introduce a new name in the trans community for the vagina. Do you have any clue? I don't even remember if I told you this off air.
You told me, and I legitimately thought that you were making it up for a second and just seeing if I would go for it because it really does seem more and more like the trans activist community is just trying to see how far they can push the insanity. It's never enough. There's no end to it.
So the new, and I can't make this up, the new word for vagina that the left is trying to bring to the American public, bonus hole. They are, I swear to you this is true,
Yes.
they are now trying to refer to the vagina as a bonus hole. What in the world is going on?
What do you do now? Like you get.
I don't know what to do.
No
with
time
that.
zone. Like
I genuinely, as a dad, am offended by that because I would see bonus hole as a very sexualised phrase.
I
You know what
agree.
I mean?
Yeah, it is.
And trying to explain that to a child when you can just use its Latin name of penis and vagina and they're just quite happy.
But that's not
like
acceptable now.
Like my kids have asked that many a time. Why is mum's part's different to yours? And you explain it, and they're like, okay.
Now,
And
the
then you
last
can
thing
avoid
you
the
want to
sex talk
start
for
using is bonus hole in that conversation. Can you imagine?
Do you know what I mean? Like, where are you going to draw the... Like, honestly... This might offend some people. I am so against all these different communities, and I am a man that teaches pro-self.
I don't care about...
No, but I mean pro-self-love. So if you are trans, I will call you your pronouns because I am a respectful human being. So,
That's what you want.
And I always have a rule at work. There's a workaround when you have pronouns. Be respectful and learn some cunt's name. Like that. That's what I always say. Like for me, I would never refer to someone as he, she, they. I will always give you, if I'm talking about you, your name. That's a respect.
That's the
my nana
basis line. Isn't
my
it?
nan would come from the
But
heavens.
what? All right, just say you say something like...
Bonus hole.
No, you go like, Paul, he went outside before. So you wouldn't say, Paul went outside before. Is that how you would say it? Or would you say, Paul, he went outside. See, that could be offensive to somebody.
No.
You know what I mean? Like you're using it.
Okay, we have a couple of the trans community at my work, and we also have someone who's non-binary. And
man, you're all of it. What are you going to do?
And I actually find
you can't.
I actually find them the nicest people, because when you make a mistake, they understand and they never make you feel bad. Which I think is the first thing. But I will say this: I will refer to them by their pronouns if I am saying they are currently doing that, but genuinely I have always used names. So, I would probably in day-to-day speak, where did Paul go? I would be like, oh, Paul's gone over there.
Yeah.
I would not say he went over there, because I find that dehumanises someone. It's just how I was raised. But like changing names of stuff, like if you have some,
crazy. The whole thing is
no,
crazy.
but I think we're doing it wrong, and this is back to the oil point. I think it's playing into everything you've shown. We are so about changing the world to suit you.
Yes.
And we are forgetting that young children, whether they're born male, identify female, whether they're flipped, whether they are straight, bi, whatever they are, we are forgetting that the core human value is loving yourself first. And when you love yourself first, you don't want the world to change, because you have self-respect and you have self-love. And that's something that...
Great point.
And you know what? Prejudice, having kids, it's so learned. Because my kids...
Oh, prejudice, yeah.
My kid, I remember David last year watching a documentary that was on YouTube about sex changes. And this was how he reacted. Did you know, Dad, that if you're born a boy and you think you were born a girl and they've made a mistake, you can have a sex change and become a girl? So that's cool, we can do that, isn't it? And I'm like, okay, what about the person that's had that? That's cool that they get to be a girl and I get to have a sister or a best friend who's a girl. Like, his brain was black and white.
Yeah.
They were a boy, they are now a girl.
Yeah, that's right.
That's normal. I was like, but the prejudice is taught from somewhere else. So who's teaching them that? And I actually think you made a great point when you said about oil. They ruin your sporting events, and if you were willing to understand, they've ruined your sport event. Fuck them. I'm going to buy a bigger car.
And a lot of people are like that now.
And I think that's the same when you call someone out on Twitter. If they're not racist, they now see you whining about it. They're probably going to side with the guy who's the bad guy. Where if you use your intelligence and your smarts, you don't publicly shame anyone. You do it behind closed doors. And you know what? Some of the best life lessons I've had are when I fucked up doing this job particularly, and it's been someone that I respect, I love, I have beers with, who've said, you said this on the show the other night, right? And I know that's not you, bro, but some people will take it this way.
Yes,
and
exactly.
they'll twist it like that, and I don't want my mate being vilified. So I just wanted to let you know I heard it, I was cool with it. That's how we learn as humans. When we were cavemen round the fire...
and talk. That's what Carlton did.
No, but when you came bang behind the fire, and you know what? I always say it. My best mate in the UK, Matty, he came out gay when we were 18. I remember saying to him, do you know how many times I lay in bed at night thinking where your penis is going? Never. And do you know how many times from this day forth it will bear in my mind? Never. You are Matt, you're my brother, I love you.
100%.
Thank you for telling me. And that's what the world... So fucking dumb twat wanting time blindness, buy a fucking watch!
100%.
Work from home. Do what I do when I work from home. I sign in 9 o'clock. Still recording my video at 11, baby.
Yeah.
Cheat!
Yeah,
the system is manipulatable.
Nah, they're just, I'm telling you,
I'm time blind.
Well, we're going to get a couple of blokes here who are just going to give them all a message, and I call this, you don't know shit.
Bonus hole.
Bonus hole.
If I said bonus hole to my wife,
My son, he
kick me
said
out.
so. We graduated. He said, Daddy, I know everything, even no more than me. That's so beautiful. It's a nice home on the roots and rich. And when you finish, you're gonna drop the son of a bitch. You don't know shit. Every little thing you do.
The guy on the left, it's the same guitar riff for every Italian song.
I like his face.
Yeah, I know.
He's just like...
That lady comes to the street, she bother me every day. Always around the mouth, but when I watch her, they drive away. She always talk, can't take it no politics. Everything she say, just a bunch of bullshit. You don't know shit. Every little thing you do, it just don't make making no sense. Look at it all brains. Not even a little bit. You think you know?
That's the translation.
I love the translation. Exactly how they said it. Hey, does that like now?
Yeah, it's just
that covers everything.
I agree with
know
Tommy.
her shit.
Everyone's too busy trying to call people out.
100%, man. 100%.
What's the saying? There is a saying.
What is the saying?
He who is without sin cast the first stone.
Exactly. And you don't know shit.
Exactly.
So that's a
He who is without sin cast the first stone.
Of course. Beautiful.
Mind you, here we are absolutely ripping shreds off every single living thing.
Yeah, that's it. Nah, listen, that was
a fair
good
point,
one. That was a good one. Where the fuck is it? I can't even find it.
Yeah, it's a mouse. I saw it in the top right. There it is. Yeah. Bring it down. There we go.
As you can see, we're professional here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know
who is professional?
Very good. I love it. Is
Schnitz.
And the first one is the
chicken schnitzel, chips and salad.
Chips and salad, yeah. Here
little description Mars put together, of course.
Right. So now
your mouse is absolutely
starting to really giving me the shits.
Yeah, you don't know shit.
So that was the first one, but what about? Why can't I get rid of this crap here? All right,
here we go. All right, we're good. We're good.
Right. And the next one is this one here.
The Mediterranean.
This is the best.
Lucky I remember these, even though I've taken 2 weeks off. I still remember these.
Go there and look at the price, man. $15.50 now.
Discount.
Take out 25%. What's that?
I don't know. $12? No, $11.
25 would be $2.50, but 175 would probably be about. You'll probably get it for about $13.
That's okay. It's not bad.
That's a pretty good effort.
Not too bad.
So go down there.
Yep.
Snitz where?
Northland.
And go and see who?
Gokhan.
And get what?
And Mark as well.
And Mark?
Yep.
Yeah, Mark.
You can get 25% off if you're a member.
If you're a member, go and become a member.
Subscribe.
All right.
$17.
Let's do this. Are we going to do it?
Of course. Powerful, high energy, thrilling, exciting, poetic. Paul's call.
All right, Paul's call.
We've been
and as you saw last week, we did a bit of a throwback last week.
We did.
We're doing throwbacks because.
I did. Have you got a throwback? Do you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay, right.
You are the throwback.
I am the throwback. Well, I'm back. I've had a little mini 2-week hiatus. Well, I haven't really had a 2-week hiatus out of this. I've had a 4-week when you think about it.
Yeah,
London to this now.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So it's nice to be back on the couch
100%
and ready to call.
It's nice.
So I'm going to do the race for the top 8.
I like it.
I don't really have. It's hard to get a gauge on at the moment because I had an eye into what it was going to be, and now GWS since recording have been victorious against the Gold Coast Suns. By 40-odd points. And St Kilda are now playing North Melbourne, so we don't know what's going to happen.
Well, you know what's going to happen there, but it doesn't matter. We keep winning. But we're going to have this race to the 8. Let's do it.
We're going to have this race to the 8. So Carlton, GWS, Richmond, Geelong, St Kilda and Essendon. Those are the teams all involved in it, and they all go up to the gates. Now, who would you have? I want to get an insight. So out of all those teams, maybe forget Geelong, because I think they will make the 8. So out of GWS, Carlton, Richmond, St Kilda and Essendon, who would you have as favourite to lock away the last 3 spots?
The last 3. Well, Carlton.
Okay.
100%.
Carlton, okay. Yeah, right.
And then who is there? GWS?
Richmond and
GWS.
Saints.
Richmond.
I'm going to say
and Bombers.
So, Richmond and I would go, Saint first, Richmond second, GWS third.
Okay, so let's go. Your prediction for this top 8?
Is Carlton,
GWS
and St Kilda.
GWS.
I don't think Richmond are going to make it.
Saints. Okay, right. Okay, yeah. That's rock. And you, Pommy?
Carlton.
Richmond. Ooh.
GWS.
Okay.
Substitute for experience.
I just think Richmond have got a tough draw coming up. But anyway.
Okay, well, I haven't got my binoculars, so. Have we got the binoculars there?
Binoculars.
Underneath?
We did have binoculars somewhere.
That's okay. I can do
just
it like
use 2
this.
bowls.
I can do it like this.
Yep.
I'll do it like this. All right, we're about to get underway in the race for the top 8. They've actually got good zoom. These are pretty good. All right, so the tips. Now, just before we've got Rocco's tips, of course, the expert tips. He's got Carlton, GWS, and the Saints. And Pommy selects Carlton, Richmond, and GWS. So about to get underway. Carlton gets loaded away. Richmond goes into its barrier with St Kilda, Essendon and GWS. Geelong has already run in the last race and it's already won, so it's locked away its spot. And we're off and racing and even laid away. Richmond off to a bit of a slow start. Carlton up there early. They've got all the momentum in the early part of the race. Then came Essendon, slowly tailing away was Richmond. Then came St Kilda, and round the outside was GWS, who continues to move up into its position. Carlton and GWS fighting out the lead at the halfway point. St Kilda starting to regress. Essendon regressing as well. Richmond coming around the outside at the moment. It's Carlton and GWS though. They've put 2, 3, 4 lengths on the rest of the group. St Kilda running home into third position. It's Carlton, GWS, St Kilda, and forget the rest. Carlton and GWS head to head. This is like our Waverley Star and Bone Crusher in the Cox Plate. Carlton and GWS head to head for that 6th and 7th position. Carlton in front, getting its nose in front, and Carlton will take home 6th spot. GWS 7th, and St Kilda will finish 8th, and Carlton will have a home final coming into the 8th.
I love it. I'd be happy with that.
Wouldn't mind 6th.
6th, that would be nice. 6th, and I do believe that. I think Richmond have got a tough, man. They got Port in the last. They still got Melbourne,
and their percentage is not good.
And their percentage is no good. But I don't even think St Kilda's that great. I don't think Essendon's going to make it. So
there you go.
There you go. So what would that make it? Carlton play who?
6. Carlton GWS
here.
Yeah.
That would mean that
double
we play them
twice. Smash them twice.
Double fixture.
Mickey Mouse GWS, most overrated side ever.
Until they get us. We'll see.
Smash them.
There you go. Wouldn't that be funny? A double.
I like it. That was great. Great.
So I thought I'd bring back the high energy Paul's call. Given
bring us back. I love it. All right. Instagram, TikTok.
Yep, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Like, subscribe, join the memberships. Pommy and Oz.
Get onto Pommy and Oz.
Find all his handiwork.
Same sort of thing. As I said, and everyone gets to join on. Look, the membership's a bit extra, but any sort of help that you can give us,
absolutely,
definitely helps.
Goes a long way.
So the like and subscribe really
is huge.
If you like it, and you want to support us, it's a simple way of just helping us out with the likes and subscribe. So
and the membership's huge as well, because it was like a nightmare to it was a nightmare to park today to get past your Tesla.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
Nah,
he does.
I don't know. I would never.
More sponsored than Pornhub. This
never go into Tesla.
He doesn't. All the money goes back into it. I'm actually amazed.
Money
by
actually
Roccos hard work.
Actually costs us money to run this.
Well, we funded Mars's trip. Trust me, man. We're still paying off bills here, man. I'm telling you, but it's all worth it. As I said, the membership is next level if you can, of course, but definitely the like, subscribe, and share, and and that's it.
So lovely,
and comment.
Oh yeah, we love the comments. I'm telling you, the live chat.
It goes off.
It goes off, man, and I love how sometimes it goes off into a complete different direction.
Oh, it's crazy.
No one's listening to what we're saying, but this is whole conversation going on about it.
There's a few legends as well in these chats.
Oh yeah.
The Holden boys,
the Holden boys, Lana,
you got Jimmy Raptors. He comes
Lana,
up with some
Stu
beauty.
McQuaid.
Yeah, Stu McQuaid.
And I'm going to show you one that's popped into into one, and he's got a beautiful comment at the end. So anyway, do all that. Make sure Legends you catch 8 p.m. Forever Rolls 7 p.m. on a Wednesday, and Blue Sunday 7:30 and 7:30 on the Sunday. And the host of Blue Sunday, one of the hosts is Joe. So get onto him.
Oh, he's stuff
retired working for you, and everyone have a look at this.
Bangkok, Joe. Hello, Jumper Punch viewers. This is Bangkok Joe coming to you from a very wet Bangkok. Well, today we're going to escape this rain and we're going to go down to sunny southern Thailand, where we'll go to Phuket, Railay Beach, which was voted the number 3 beach in the whole world, and then we'll end up at Koh Samui.
Now it's time for my favorite one-week itinerary in the whole damn country. This is the one that I'm going to join you guys on for the entire week because I just absolutely love this. I've done this one myself at least once a year ever since I moved here. Day 1. You fly into Phuket, you spend the evening in Phuket Old Town. This is an amazing place to stroll around. It feels more like Havana, Cuba to me than Phuket, Thailand. I could picture this street being super cool with all these shops and cafes and, you know, lots of things to do. It's just missing one key ingredient, and that's all of you. And then rest up because day 2 is huge. So picture this. You wake up in the morning, you're at a hotel in Phuket, you pack your luggage, you leave it at the lobby. A van comes and picks you up and drives you to my favorite coffee shop in Phuket. And it's absolutely delicious coffee. This is a craftsman who takes things very seriously. Super reasonably priced, amazing coffee. This guy's a gem. He'll keep you entertained for about a half an hour while serving you up some amazing coffee. Jump back in the van and over to the Phuket Marina, where you're gonna be greeted by Sean at 5 Star Marine. You've seen me in his boats over the years, and it's because they're awesome. He's got a private boat waiting for your group. You jump in the boat and you head on out to the Andaman Sea, where you're gonna have a day to remember. This sleek new boat, they call it the business class of boating.
I think this is beyond business class. I think we're into first class.
You can do some snorkeling. You can have a little lunch on a deserted island. You'll get a glimpse at the majestic beauty of Pangah Bay. It's once in a lifetime type stuff. And here's where it gets interesting. Usually you go back to where you started in the Phuket Marina, but we got Sean, just for us and for you guys, to arrange to be dropped off over in my favorite beach in all of Thailand, Railay Beach.
There you go. So if you want to go to you get a hold of him. They do the tours. They're fantastic tours, man. If you want to see all the back streets and everything special
of Bangkok.
Did you hear Fab's joke last week about the Bangkok?
Confucius
say, man who walks sideways through door will not go to Beijing. But
Beijing will go to Bangkok.
Will Bangkok, yeah. So that's how they got the name. I didn't say it as well as you. All right, let's have a look at some people.
Actually, just before you go on with that, we were having a discussion on the SEN airwaves off air, but now this is. But do you know I don't know if they've changed the name, but I've mentioned this before. Do you know the nickname for the New Zealand badminton team?
I do know because you did mention it to us,
yes.
But do you want to say it?
Yeah, okay. Because it's not in ref. They're called the Black Cocks.
Yeah.
Because you play badminton with a cock.
With a shuttlecock.
Yeah, shuttlecock.
That's
Black
right.
Cocks. Is what they're
so they're
called.
Black Cocks.
Correct.
That's it. It's all good.
Not to be confused with...
Isn't it funny that we say that now and we all have to go, oh yeah, you know, why should we even, it's a fucking...
You can't confuse them with the professional hole digging New Zealand side who are called the Black Bonus Holes.
The bonus.
Moving right along to the comments.
They're a good team. All right. First one here is Rob Galicchio. He's all
Rob Galicchio. He was a true forward pocket player with amazing speed around the goals. That was in reference to.
Of course. No, that was in reference to.
Oh, Fraser Murphy. Yeah,
Fraser
that's right.
Murphy.
Smurf. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fraser Murphy, and we've got another one.
Who else have we got? Petra Khan. Oh, God. Some of the comments from Petra Khan. I was at the 86 and 87 grand finals. Remember Murph missing the 86 and kicking that goal in the 87 grand final. A hot day.
Hot day.
Yeah. That was good. He was a star interview, so make sure. Next one.
Audrey Webb. I wouldn't have recognised him now if I ran into him in the street. I used to love watching him play. There you go.
Yeah, so with the white hair and that, it was a bit of
people do age. They do age. Some house is giving you trouble.
Yeah, it is giving you trouble.
Lana Owens, great little player Smurf.
Yeah, they used to call him
He's
Smurf.
just compounded the felony by calling him Little Smurf.
Wow, but
Smurf's
he
not
used to be
small
called
enough, is
and
it?
the funny story, if you watch, because you watched the interview, when you saw the interview, right? Remember the bit where he said that when he first got there, they called him Smurf, and when he used to get on the plane, and that Wayne Harms and that used to get the hostess to give him colouring books and crayons. And he goes, he didn't like it at the start, but then
you got to laugh, God.
You do. So.
Colouring books and crayons.
Oh, I love that.
I still take colouring books and crayons. George.
Yes.
Silvani, 3 Brownlow votes. Talk about work. Undersized in the ruck every time, a mile up forward. Body on the line like his dad in every contest. 4 inspirational team lifting goals. Got us all going on and off the field. Yes, tough to disagree with. Like that comment, George. Thank you very much.
No, it was good.
8298.
And hopefully Sauce is all right. We don't know nothing
yet. Jardney.
He's all right.
Jardney.
That's
apparently he's the Judney. He was there actually.
What about Mark
DiCarlo or DiCarlo? Everyone, the Ed Sheeran concert wrecked the turf. Rocco, burnouts through the goals.
That's true. Everyone's going, Ed Sheeran. I go, fucking do burnouts, mate. Fuck, get rid of those dancers. Do you like the dancers?
Yeah, leave it at that.
Not for me.
Could you imagine getting ready for like an old firm and like you've got...
Swanger. Icon.
That cook on the players race must have touched some nerves.
Yeah, well, we did mention
touched a lot of nerves, I reckon.
Yeah.
The kook.
I think so.
I agree, Swanger.
Now, we had this new one he's been answering, Marty Sugiarto.
Yeah, Marty Sugiarto.
And he came up with one of the best lines I've heard because the Collingwood supporters were trying to give him a shit.
Let's see the comment.
Up with this one here.
Oh, I did see this, yeah. Did you hear that the post office has had to recall their latest stamps? They had pictures of Collingwood players on them. People couldn't figure out which side to spit on.
Quality from Mardu.
Yeah, dearie me.
Good mate, and I called him the new, he is footy show behind the bar. What was his name?
Trevor Marmalade.
I'm telling you, he was coming up one after the other, man. So he's a star. All right.
Collingwood supporter sitting in the backseat of a car. Who's driving?
Cops.
Correct.
Very good. I like it.
Correct.
I like it. All right. This has been a good show. We're right on time.
We're right on time. You got to get out of here. Good to return. Good to have our great man with us.
Thank you very much. That has been a pleasure. It's been a good analyst.
Yeah, good analytical show.
I like
good vibes, good chat.
And we are now, I think, the season starts.
Flaggers.
Right now.
Well,
right now.
As a great band once sang, we've only just begun.
That's it. I'm telling you, I'm feeling good. I hope I'm sure everyone's going to get out there. There's already, I think it's already.
It's a sellout.
It's pretty much a sellout. So we're getting 85 to 90.
You'll be on the live?
Be on the live.
You'll be at the game?
I'm going there now.
I'll be leading the charge online, getting the abuse.
I'm going to be waiting there now, man. I'm so pumped for this game. I really am. Whatever happens, but I am pumped for this game because I'm actually enjoying seeing what we can do.
I'll tell you how we'll win.
You already told
No. I'll tell you how we win.
Exactly.
It's a 5-point plan.
All right, go.
Looking for energy, commitment, workability. No one out to fucking defend and no one out to play attack.
That's it.
If they bring those 5 things,
we can't lose.
You can't. How can you lose if you bring those 5 things?
Lose. And one more, Charlie.
And Charlie. Well, how do you lose if you have those things?
You can't. You can't. You keep doing those things. I'm telling you can't lose. And if you do, at least you can walk out saying, "Man, I gave it everything I got." No, we're loving the Blues. We're loving everything at the moment. So everyone, make sure you catch on all the shows.
Please do.
All right, let's finish it off.
Go Blues. 3, 2, 1.
Go Blues!
Let the sand represent your life. The sand in the bottom of the glass would represent the past. The sand in the top of the glass would represent the future. There's nothing you can do about the past. That is gone. Too many people spend their time living there, wishing they had done this or wishing they had done that. It's gone. And here's the beautiful truth. You don't know how much sand is in the top of the glass. The only time you've got is right here, right now. So being worried about the past or the future is foolish. If we make up our mind, we're going to do what we feel is the best thing for us right now. We're going to have a pretty good life.